allow the two children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you very much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Máyégún today.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún diary politico.
Thank you very much. See, once again, good evening to you, good afternoon to you, and good morning to you from wherever you're watching from. Thanks so much for joining me. The trending conversation right now is all around G5, Tinubu, Obi obedience, and then what is real from what is not real. Sometimes people ask, what is in this for us who are not really interested in their political charade? I said a lot is in it for us because ideally, right, we need to know the events and the actors that are going to participate in events that are going to lead to the explosion of their 2023 charade. And many of us actually believe as well that when the implosion finally happens, what is going to be the next line of action? Some of us said, if you can imagine it, then you must be prepared for it. How do you make your imagination help your preparation? It is by knowing, getting to know the facts from the fictions, getting to know the actors and all of that, and never for once interested in sharing any sort of emotional attachment with them, right? Anyway, G5 this, Tinubu that. I want to talk about that today before the end of the year. Also, the last trip of ours where we have taken the message of the Yoruba Union, right, to the people in Yoruba land this short while. I want to share that as well with you, maybe later in this conversation. But let me give you a glimpse. Probably some of you saw the video that came on earlier, right? But let me give you a glimpse of what we were involved in on this platform in the last few days. Take a look.
Orí títì wọ́n fẹ́ sọ wá dànù máa ń jìrì ṣá máa gbà yẹn. Generation tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn ṣé a fẹ́ kó wá bá dáméjì tó wà ńlẹ̀ yìí ńlẹ̀. Yorùbá tẹ́lẹ̀ tèmi mọ̀ o gbogbo community lè tọ́ ọmọ kan tẹ́yìn bá wà níbi kan tẹ́ bá sọ pé tí ìyá ẹ̀ bá dé máa fẹjọ́ ẹ̀sùn ẹ̀rù wọn máa bà mí ni kò sí ìyẹn mọ́ ìyá ló ń gbàgbọ́ tọ́jú lọ́wọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ ọmọ ló ń ṣe wúkọ̀ kó ń kówó wálé ọjọ́ tí ìyá ẹ̀ bá sọ̀rọ̀ kò ní fún ìyá ẹ̀ ló ń jẹ mọ́ ihun tí ìlú sọ yín dà ní.
tẹ́ bá fojú inú wò ẹ rí mọ̀ pé àwọn mọ́là tó bá máa rìn wọ́n á gbé mọ́ dání wọ́n á mú ọ̀bẹ dání wọ́n á mú gbogbo nǹkan dání ẹ̀sùn yálà àwọn tó ń pera wọn ní darandaran dáyà darandaran. now tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá kan lọ rọ́ọ̀bẹ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ sí kó dáràn. nígbà ní kó má ṣe é ṣe ilé ẹ̀ ò ní lójú ọ̀nà ẹ̀ tó yẹ èpè náà fẹ́ á dẹ̀ máa ṣe fún wọn.
ẹ̀wọ̀n oṣù mẹ́fà omi dẹ̀ ń jábọ́ lójú mi pé ṣé ó pọ́sibù láti pé kéèyàn mú iṣu ebi ló ń pa náà a sì láwọn tí.
Mayegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra.
Thank you very much.
Ìgbẹ́ni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran òun.
Mayegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra. Mayegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra. Ìgbẹ́ni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe.
Meaning, as long as they do the right thing, and the people are the beneficiary of them, then I wouldn't have to say anything, you know what I mean, alarming or in a way damning. So let's get started. So, ladies and gentlemen, from morning, the news everywhere in Nigeria was that the G5 are going to endorse Tinubu. Now, don't think it is somehow insignificant in their conversation, in their preparation for their 2023 charade. It is. it has come to a stage whereby old criminals are aligning with new criminals. Intending rogues are now aligning by climbing the rope, right? The ropes, right? To get to know the old rogues. It is all about interest. You know, they do say something, which is actually a mockery. They will tell you, in politics, there is no permanent friends or permanent enemies, but permanent interests. Now, that is a fraudulent statement that criminal politicians and their hangers on and the mumu that listens to them, yeah, that is a misspoke or sort of a fraudulent statement that you haven't possibly asked on many occasions, that if you say it is about interests, can you please tell us whose interest in particular? Then you will realize that it is the interest of the rogue criminal politicians from the north to the south, from the west to the east, from the, center, middle belt to the Niger Delta, criminal career politicians. So that's why I don't take them for anything. Whatever they say, I don't take their words. They don't mean anything to me. It's just that in what they do lies the opportunity to show to so many of you who are easily carried away, especially when they say something that sounds so cool and in agreement with you, or something that you are aligned to as well. That's where the emotional attachment comes in. I don't have any for them. Anyway, the story of the G5 is not new. They are called the Integrity Group of PDP. Sometimes early this year, some of them met in Asaba. What was the reason? The reasons then was that the southern governors or the southern PDP members should come together, rally around themselves, and pick one of them to become the presidential candidate of PDP. So, at the end of that conversation, right, the criminals making a deal, they made a declaration, and they called it Asaba Declaration, which means all southern governors of PDP are going to, no matter what. That was before the Atiku comes in. Then let's cut the long story short. At the end of their convention or congress, 5 of them disagreed with the entire process, with the entire result after it. And for peace to reign, after convention, they made demands that will make them be part of a PDP presidential team that will eventually bring Atiku in. Among their disappointments, according to them, a northerner want to survive a northerner. A Fulani Muslim want to survive another Fulani Muslim in a so divided Nigeria. How does that work? Now, that was the argument. On their part, they said they are those who have integrity. And they are, if you remember them, they are 5. On the left is Seyi Makinde of Oyo. Next to him is Ikpeazu of Abia. In the middle is, am I not even mixing them, by the way? Which one is Ikpeazu? Which one is Ugwuanyi? Anyway, in the middle is the leader of the integrity group, Wike. Next to him is Ugwuanyi of Enugu. The one in the red, wearing red cap is that of Abia. And the last one is Ortom. Now, they all have stories that are different from PDPDs or power play in the back end. What are their stories? At first, they said, if the power is coming to the southern part of Nigeria, it should go to the Igbos. You see those two there, they are pretending to be fighting for the interest of the Igbos. Don't make a mistake. And for Ortom, Ortom is fighting what he knows will be the continuation of Boko Haram, as long as those who are going to be with Atiku and their mindset is also going to back Fulani terrorists. So to him, is enough not to have anything to do with any Fulani this or that. So he's also on the... And also, Ortom, when Atiku and the delegate dollars, everything went as it went, they appointed Ortom to lead a committee to look for vice president for Atiku. Now, when this committee, 17 of them, when they finalized their meetings and everything, right, they were to choose between Wike, Okowa, and one other person. So after their deliberation, right, 17 of them, 4 out of them decided to choose Okowa. 13 of them chose Wike to be Atiku's vice. Now, this is where it got interesting. When they presented that to Atiku, Atiku, prior to that committee, Atiku met with Wike and said he is willing to make a deal to hand over to him after his tenure. So when the Ortom committee came together to say they nominated Wike as vice, unfortunately for them, Atiku will not have anything to do with Wike. So when Atiku will make announcements, he announced Okowa. That will be the second betrayal and blow to egoistic Wike. So for some of you who probably don't know the genesis of why Wike is throwing tantrum, and he's saying that they will bury PDP the second time and they will come back together later and reform and they will reconcile for 2027. So his ego was bruised the second time. The first time was when he made the agreement with what's the guy's name again? From Sokoto. Hey, what did he name? Tambuwal of Sokoto. That finally, who made the agreement with Wike? I ended up having to switch to Atiku. That was the first blow. The second blow was them nominating Wike for vice president. Can't remove the shocks the second time. So at this point, he was able to have... Some people are asking, which one is now that of Makinde there? Well, the Makinde part was that when Makinde became governor, as the darling of PDP then, 2019, you know, a lot of people say, oh, he's going to... In fact, Makinde should be the next president. Makinde should be the next this and that. They nominated Makinde to play some lead roles for PDP in election this or that, here and there at the time. And he became a regular in Port Harcourt. Around that time, Wike was building his own small... Because he was the one funding PDP during the time of the locusts. Preparing himself and trying to make sure that anybody who is going to be a problem, they are completely uprooted from PDP until that convention time. So he made friends with Makinde. In fact, they made good friends. Now, long story short, G5 was born. Integrity group, they call themselves. It doesn't make any sense. After 80 years of Boko Haram, another Muslim in PDP will now be no way. But immediately they did that, they automatically shot themselves on the foot because Tinubu has become the presidential candidate of APC, Egbekegbe. So they were left with either Obi, that they said have no structure, or Tinubu, who had already chosen Muslim ticket that is already tearing the entire country into different parts in reality. So this was like, okay, maybe, just maybe, they will just become free agents. Free agents in the sense that they are still PDP, but they have no candidates. Wow, that sounds like a deal. So they started the pilgrimage of taking their meetings out of Nigeria. First, they went to maybe Turkey, Spain, France, then London regularly. You saw all of that. That was the moment they became free agents, sampling everybody. In fact, Atiku and his own team, they had to go there too. Oh, I'm so sorry. My camera is now blinking, I think, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to ask you for just a short one. I'm going to let Wike currently, tell you when they return back to Nigeria. Then I'll continue with my story. Sorry about that. I'll fix that.
We'll go and swim. You are worried. Yet you tell Nigerians you don't bother. They said, I had a conversation with BBC. Where is the picture? Where is the video? You know, these days we don't have journalists again, we have pressmen. You can see people not being able to give out correct information. You see newspaper houses that are now running election. You see television houses now standing for election. Wike had an interview with BBC. Wike said we had a deal with so. Meanwhile, no video. You want to stand here?
No video, no photo. I'm still coming to that. I hope I have managed to fix this temporarily. Honestly, I need to get this done permanently. And all this will stop, the blinking and all of that, okay? Right. Atiku, everybody, Obasanjo, Obi, Tinubu people, they went to London to go and meet this 5 new integrity group. And automatically, they were telling everybody, they were now, Wike and his gang, they are now fighting for Nigerians and the future of Nigeria, which is so important now. Remember, after the old jamboree, they now narrow down their choices down to 2, Obi and Tinubu. Now, from what we have heard, Wike said they are going to make the announcement of who is going to be their candidate in 2023 by January 2023. And they are not just going to make the announcement, they are going to go everywhere and campaign with that candidate. What were those demands? Let's start with what they were demanding from Atiku. According to them, in a party or in a presidential wherever, that is likely going to become the one that will form a government, when you take the presidential candidate, when you take the vice presidential candidate, and you take the DG of the, the chairman of the campaign, then you go, of the party, then you take the DG. So they are like, those are like that. Those are the determinants of what will really happen during the campaign. And then if they eventually become, if they come to power, which is about their interests. So they believe that their own interest is the interest of their people. Therefore, these are the demand. Who among you are ready? For PDP, they wanted Atiku to send Aju away. just send him away. We just want him away. Which somehow was kind of so strange that even Atiku will never do away with him because he believes that they have more they still want to do than just asking him to send you away. Okay, he won't. So if you won't, fine. What were the deals what are the deals presented or demand presented as we have here though, share you get now to the Tinubu and Obi. And when I say Obi, let's be clear. From what we have heard now, which is not hidden, Obasanjo is actually the one leading the pack behind the scene, making all kind of alliances on behalf of Obi. When it comes to this G5, it seems that is not really, from what we have heard so far, is not happening. What are the deals? I'll tell you. You know they are PDP. And out of them, 3 of them are currently serving as second-term governors in their states. So they want to go and retire in Nigerian Senate, like their other colleagues who have been like that since 1999. I'm sorry, 1999. One of them is running for a second term, Makinde. As for Wike, he is an emperor who is already putting his own successors in place, how he's going to be as the godfather. Now, all of these are all about themselves to start with, too, and then maybe their people. So the deal is this. If they support if they support Labour Party, from what we heard, that would be one, all of their members running for any kind of office anywhere in their states, they will all drop out. Like, this is not going to be go and tell your member to no, they will have to completely drop out. For them, no contest. Okay? For the APC, Egbekegbe is the same. You will tell everybody running to be governor in these states, right, not to run against any of our appointed successors or even against us. And same will go for all of those who are running on our platforms. Now, here is the dilemma. From what we heard, that shouldn't be a problem. According to what we heard, they said that early this morning, all of their demands, which in fact included no monetary demand or request, none of their demand is asking for anybody to give them money. It is all about how they are going to be not just get covered from their base, in fact, how they are going to be more involved if you eventually emerge. For some reason, they said that Obi said no, that he couldn't make that public declaration to say people should be this or that. And as for the Tinubu and Ugwuanyi, they said, well, we could manage that. And it could happen. And I think that was what birthed the rumor that you woke up to today when they said they have endorsed and they are going to probably endorse Tinubu. Initially, they said there was a little bit of a division. And that division was that, one, 2 of those who are among them, two of their members, Ikpeazu and Ikpeazu of Abia and Ugwuanyi of Enugu, they made personal demand that Obi would have to go to these places and he would tell the people that apart from presidency, everything else, they should vote for PDP. That is what will make them support his ambition. But that is a bit contrary to what we heard yesterday. So consider all these just rumors. But listen, in all of this, when you pieces them together, there are iota of truth in them. they can't all just be rumors, right? Now, listen, initially they said they were divided, okay? Two people, Seyi Makinde, and then, what do you call me? Seyi Makinde and Ortom, they will go for Tinubu. And the two Igbo governors, right, they were going for Obi. Now, the man, the decider, Wike, hasn't really made up his mind where or to where. So as a group, they don't have a unanimous decision. That's what that's what we first heard. But early this morning, when they said, oh, they have come up with this, and it sounds so credible until when the media in Nigeria said, because of their disagreement, some wanted to go with Kolu, others want to go with Obi. And in this case, Wike was not happy, so he stormed out. And therefore, he left them in London. I think when they got that, they decided to go back to Nigeria. And to dispel all that rumor, here is what Wike shared about their trip. And in fact, it becomes more interesting because the moment that rumor came out today, the PDP at that time, they started what they themselves believe to be what would be their reaction. What would be their reaction if Wike and gang should go public and announce that this is going to be their presidential candidate and they are going to support that person publicly, and that person is not Atiku, they will be suspended, dismissed, and they will forgo their state and be like, well, let, inshallah, what do you call it, vibes and inshallah. Let's hope for what will happen. So all of that became kind of more and more interesting. But listen to Wike when they return back to Nigeria this afternoon. They didn't just return back to Nigeria, they returned back to Port Harcourt as a team. But right there, he had this to share as an update.
We'll go and swim, you are worried. Yet you tell Nigerians you don't bother. They said, I had a conversation with BBC. Where is the picture? Where is the video? You know, these days we don't have journalists again, we have pressmen. You can see people not being able to give out correct information. You see newspaper houses that are now running election. You see television houses now standing for election. Wike had an interview with BBC. Wike said we had a deal with so. Meanwhile, no video. No voice, anything. And some of you waste your time to listen to such things. Don't you know that when I want to do something, I will do it? Don't you know? Do you need to speculate? You don't need to speculate. They say there's trouble. There's no trouble. What we have is an introduction to trouble that will come. So please, my dear people, don't bother yourself. The day we had meeting with so and so. What is your problem assuming that there was a meeting? Has Atiku not been holding meeting with governors of APC? Ask him. Ask he's in Dubai. Don't you know what is going on? So, why do you bother about us? G5 that you say you can win without us. Leave us alone.
She's your mama born them and never sabi. She's your papa born them and never sabi. She's your mama born them and never sabi. We can show them the
Leave me alone. Leave Seyi Makinde alone. Leave Ortom alone. Leave Ikpeazu alone. Leave Ugwuanyi alone. Focus on your problems. So, My dear people, I just want to tell you that whatever decision I will take, I will let you know. And I cannot take any decision without taking advice from you. Is it not? Is it not? So please, allow these newspapers who are standing for one election. All of us will know the party they are supporting. We know the candidate they are supporting. They cannot come out and tell Nigerians the simple truth. Every day telling lies upon lies upon lies upon lies. I'm not one who will go and see somebody and I will hide. Hide for who? Who is that person that will threaten me? He said he will sack me. Go ahead. I'm not worried. You that is sacking, you are worried. Me that will be sacked, am I worried? Try and see how you will survive it. So, I just went to enjoy myself and my family. Don't you see the one I'm looking at? Don't you like the one I'm looking? If you check their BP now, it's very high. My own BP is like a kid, you know. Bring a doctor and check my BP. But your own, their BP is rising high every day. Killing themselves for nothing. Now, so just please focus on what we are doing. Forget all this, they are rumor doing every day. Tinubu has settled this one, Obi has settled this, Obasanjo has done this has done this. So you can see people who, instead of them to focus on their campaign. Am I contesting election?
So in a nutshell, where Wike is saying, why is everybody so in rush? He said, trouble hasn't come. You are raising alarm. Things that will still happen, that will lead to real trouble, they are yet to come. All of you are panicking this way, Wike this, Wike that. So it's just like what Wike is saying there is that, in fact, you are in a rush for the series, an episode, right, of a political melodrama that so many of you can only imagine, but you've never witnessed before. Now, listen, there's no point. 2023 is just about 2 days away. And the first week of that is just going to be like, somebody wanted to dance again. No, we'll come back to that. There's some other serious stuff he said, right? That I want to possibly just hold him on that. He met Obasanjo. No. Those are not made up. And he's right. When he met with them in London, so many of his media people shared the photos. And he said, here Atiku know they meet APC people for Dubai right now. So don't let anybody pretend anything that if you want to suspend him, he that you want to suspend is feeling cool, happy. But people who want to suspend him, they are running IBP. Now, listen, quoting Wike, like I told you earlier, I said, they are PDP. Just like what happened in 2015, when 7 governors in PDP called themselves G7. You remember them? G7, who decided to fight for the right of Nigerians. And when time came, they were called New PDP. And they joined CPC, CPC, ACN, what else again? APGA, and then what else again? I don't know. Anyway, they shall join themselves to form APC. Rescue Nigeria, change. A lot of people have died today. Some people are dead, but they are still walking. We call them the walking dead. That's the result of that changing your life. Anyway, the new integrity group who have decided that, no, we are not going to be a part of, people destroying people, who still never learned a lesson by making sure that the injustice and all of that continue. According to them, now they have two choices who are Southerners. Peter Obi or Jagabandit. Tifnumbu. So whatever they want to do, it is either they go back to their former person and say they've made deal, they've settled, swallow everything, or they would have to go with either Obi or Tifnumbu. But I don't think the last time normally they met. They've done their whatever. Announcement is just going to keep us in suspense, right? Some of us are not going to be shocked, but some people are going to be like, it's impossible. And I think this is why those who are doing permutation, political permutation, for obedience in their working book, it will never try and go to Agbado Bawo. The same, the same with the Wike that publicly rebuked anyone that says they are going to continue the legacy of Bokwari. So he is either going to choose somebody who is going to continue the legacy of Bokwari, or choose the consumption to production that they said have no structure. So here we are, the dilemma, or a reminder.
When I hear people declaring for APC, saying that they want to continue the good job of Mr. President, the good job of people dying every day, the good job of Naira falling every day, I feel so ashamed that we have gotten to the level where sacrificing, people will come and say, look, I want to continue the good job of Buhari. What is the good job of Buhari? Of hunger is a good job, of poverty is a good job, of insecurity is a good job, of the economy falling is a good job. It's such a shameful thing. I can't believe that somebody will come out in today's Nigeria and say, I want to continue where Mr. Buhari has stopped. May God forgive. May God never allow that people to continue to.
Amen. In Wike's word. But if you take a politician's word, you are just playing with your own very real emotion. You are playing with your everything that you should hold dear. They are very scarce these days. Emotion, sympathy, empathy, and the rest of them. Where politicians tell you something and you begin to say, of course, but don't take it to the bank. Okay? So they still met to have a conversation, also in his own words. Just a throwback too, which Atiku is not helpful. Atiku, back then, when they were cooking this APC, poisonous food, that many of you are so sad to be eating all this while, or you probably have no choice, because those who cooked the food together and served you are the same people who are now pretending to come and rescue you. Talking about power, there was no down payment. I think this is where Tifnumbu got that from. No down payment for roasted corn. In Atifu's word, years back, just a flashback now.
The issue of electricity is a thing that I feel very, very emotional about it. Because I believe if we had handled the issue of electricity when we were in office by 2005, we would have provided enough electricity for the people of this country. But unfortunately, we did not follow that route. We collected money from local government, states, federal government, and others. First set of contracts were given. Some contracts were paid 100%. We left, nothing was achieved.
So that was Atiku years back. What PDP did. You see that money they spent on power. The full story is that it's not just the money they borrowed. It was also money they also deducted. The money they said other development could be stunted because they wanted to give you power that they had no plan of giving you. So Nigeria is more divided than it was. Nigeria is more divided today than it was 7-8 years ago. And the same Atiku, who believed that an injustice in the same PDP prompted him for justice for Nigerians to join them in creating APC. So the same Atiku is about to come back on that same injustice, in quotes. This injustice is against you and me, okay? But guess what? The perpetrator of the injustice are those who are now trying to say they want to fight for me and you. A joke, Abi, isn't it? So he was talking about or trying to explain why it doesn't make any sense for anybody to think another northerner in Nigeria, a divided Nigeria of today, right? From any potential political party that wants to take over Nigeria and probably wants to unify Nigeria. There's nothing wrong in a Fulani man taking over from another Fulani man. It's just that they love the way they kind of play the trick on the Igbos, the Igbo elite criminals who are easily bought anyway, just like the Yorubas too, or everyone everywhere. Who kind of love what they are going, what it's going to be all about. What's in it for me? What is in it for them? What is in it for me? What is in it for others? So here is Atiku trying to explain that, why it doesn't make any,
How do you explain, some Nigerians saying, oh, the next president must be a southerner? Now we have two political parties. PDP, that governed this country from 1999 to 2015, had more presidents coming from the south. 14 out of the 16 years were governed by southerners. So PDP has a different trajectory. APC has a different trajectory. But some Nigerians have refused to see that. They only see, that a northerner is now the president. Therefore, the next president must be a southerner, which is not fair because the two parties are different, completely different.
Do you get the trick? He's right on the side, but in reality, the concept of those who coupled Nigeria together, in fact, those who use their guns and bullets to write the 1999 Constitution for Nigeria, the military, they never forgot the fact that to keep Nigeria still existing, there must be something that is called federal character. Now, you see, this federal character is that when it comes to governance, when you begin to look at those who control the governance, they must reflect the picture of the entire country. When the government begins to build institutions, those who are going to occupy those institutions, they must also reflect the cosmopolitan Nigeria. They call it federal character. Something that says, from every part, you are as a Nigerian, you are qualified to, because if without that, once you begin to know your place as they have shown you, you will begin to say, Omo, at the go house, I know they stay here again. That is why Nigeria is more divided today. So the likes of Atiku, who drove this 8 vehicle in 2014, 2015, the one that is about to consume Nigeria today, right? They haven't really learned any lesson. They haven't really changed anything. It is still all about, for his own personal interest, he couldn't agree with his own political party that a southerner who is the current president, who was the current president, had another just 4 years to go, right? And for that moment, the power will go back to them in the north. They couldn't stand injustice like, why? Yaradua was supposed to be 8 years for us. So if Yaradua died after 3 years, that's a cheating for the people of the south to now take it. So for his own selfish ambition, the selfish ambition of Bokwari, the selfish ambition of Tinubu, they became friends. But guess what? Guess who got played? Atiku. He had to go back to his own party the one that he served as a vice president of Nigeria for 8 years. He had to go back, use the old PDP trick, got that back, and then turn around and say it is unfair if anybody is making that a major thing. Just like anybody telling you that it is unfair if you are making your deliberation or decision about their charade based on the religious this. It's because you are being unfair if you are not paying attention to what Nigeria has become. And it is actions like this, all these actions like that, they are those things that contributed to the near collapse of Nigeria, which I like. I love it. Somehow I love it. I just don't like the fact that it is taking longer. Their actions are those that are bringing this Nigeria you are seeing today. So tell me, how do you walk away from that? Well, I think with a Wike could say something in that regard.
River State can be trusted. Can be trusted. Anytime, any day. So people just, okay. Tell me how, look at me. Somebody called me, John APC. I will take it to president. I will go and have a handshake and I'll do like this. Come. I will live here, fly with the turbulence to go and shake president. Even as a governor on my own, can't I go and shake president? Another governor will come and take me. Then I will go and shake president. Then when I come out, I enter the press gallery. We want to support president to make sure he moves the country to the next level. After 6 years. I don't understand characters. After the man has spent 6 years, move to which level? The man is preparing to go as I'm preparing to go. Two of us were going the same day. We're going the same day. And you want to tell me you want to take me there to do what? If I want to go and see president, I will go and see president my state. There's insecurity. Give me your special forces you're sending to other states. Then after I finish, I shake him and go. But I cannot live here to look at some governors who take me, Wike, Governor River State. They should come. I will take them to whoever they want to see. They can't take me to anywhere. So people should, all of you should relax.
So by January, in the next couple of hours, okay, maybe not couple, some hours, their political charade will take a new turn. And I am here to report that. Somehow, wish cry yesterday, Peking died today. From where I come from, it is expected that the witch that cried yesterday must have something to do with it. Right? You know Taye currency, Abi? Anyway, it seems that the message of Seyi Makinde and their G5 tilting towards Tinubu could probably be hitting them a little bit faster than they themselves have actually expect. Some people will tell you that that is your future minister of this or that, MC Olueron. I don't know if I saw that right. Was that MC Olueron? You could see, he looked kind of, if that was him, he looked a little bit like roughened up, something that could say, well, the pressure, the work to make Kalu the president of Nigeria is indeed entering them too. Well, that's what will take us to Lagos. At least. So many of us reacted when we saw the video, or should I say, no, sorry, the picture or the news of a slain, a slain lawyer in Lagos, Aja, where rich people stay. Anyway, Bolanle Rahim was killed by this man on the side of on the left side of your screen. Now, his name is called, according to, let me check. Yeah, something Vambi. Give me a moment, too. Right. So, it's called ASP Drambi Vambi, the policeman that shot. Meanwhile, if you remember this, maybe this will make more sense, right? Now, if you remember this, Bolanle, from what we heard, and our family, and the family, they were in their car where the Nigeria policemen mounted roadblock, collecting bribes from private cars. For some reason, something happened. Bolanle was shot and she died. Now, from the story we heard, she was pregnant with twins. Now, you know something? Vambi has been arrested. His name and identity initially was hidden. But the Attorney General of Lagos is leading the prosecution of this, and he's being charged for murder. But there is something you should know, hearing what exactly happened from the horse's mouth. Late Bimbola Rahim, Late Bimbola Rahim's husband did share how his wife was shot and killed. You might take a moment with me to listen, please.
Dr. Okay, my name is Benga Rahim. So on the 25th of December 2022, I woke up with my wife and the children, my cousins, my niece and nephew that came to do holiday with us. So we went to church because my church in Ikoyi was doing a general guard fishing program. So we decided to go to a nearby church. So we went to the church, we finished from church. Then my wife said we should go, it's Christmas Day, let's take everyone out. So we went to Aliba supermarket near Abraham Adesonya. We got ice cream there. Then from there we went to Domino Pizza near Thomas Estate. We had our pizza and ice cream from there. Then we headed towards Aja to do a U-turn to come back to Abraham Adesonya. And then, so when we did the U-turn, we saw policemen stopping cars. As we approached them, they said we should stop. In the process of that, we just heard a loud sound on my wife's side window. All of a sudden, I saw her chest open and blood was gushing out. Immediately, I ran out. And as I ran out, my sister-in-law that was also with us had run out. I went to hold on to the policeman, and then he cocked his gun because as I ran out, she was ahead of me. He cocked his gun on her, and then talking to him was pointless. So I ran back into the car to see if anything could be salvaged on my wife. I saw her gasping for breath. Then by that time, my sister-in-law had brought this policeman to the car and brought back to Abraham Adesonya, pushed him into the front seat. So we headed to Budo Hospital. On getting there, I brought her out. Then they said they couldn't handle that we should go to Doren. Then we went to Doren. Her out. Then they said they couldn't handle that we should go to Doren. Then we went to Doren. And then they tried to put bandages and cotton wool on her chest. They said, what happened? I said, police shot her. And then I said, they're actually here with us. And then they were trying to put oxygen on her, because she said she couldn't breathe. Then they tried to put needle in a syringe in her hand too. They eventually said that since it's a bullet thing, that they can't handle that I should take her to Granville Hospital at VGC. Pushed him into the. Then I took her there, and on getting there, they declared that she was no more. And then so the police people now carried her body and put in their truck. And then they wanted me to follow them, but I said I need to go and settle my children, because I asked them, where are my children? They really didn't know, because I know the last was when I dropped them off at Budo. So I went back to organize them to get to the house. Incidentally, one of my neighbors saw me on the road, and he helped me get them to the house. Then I got back to the police station. And then my friends and neighbors came around and wanted to pray for the body. And then we realized that they had taken her to the mainland.
I'm kind of lost for words. But that's exactly according to the account of the husband of the deceased. So there was no provision of support from the police, right, when this happened, except for the family members and neighbors that came around to give them, whatever support they have provided. Anyway, our condolences to the families of the deceased. And then, since the Lagos state government have taken it up, we believe that, they will get justice, even though it may not bring her back. And we hope that, as we say, God will give them the fortitude to really bear this unbearable loss. I don't know what that means to people who are really, really grieving. Because something, they were having a conversation with one of a Nigerian police force spokesperson on their TV in Nigeria. And somebody then asked, and he said, see, officer, what are you doing about this, your police, your officers that are so fond of saying, I will shoot you, I will kill you, nothing will happen? That, what are you doing about that? Police in Nigeria are so used to saying that, I will shoot you, nothing will happen. I will kill you here, nothing will happen. That was the question they asked this spokesperson of the police in Nigeria. Do you want to know what he said? He said, listen, Sheun, let him kill you first and realize that something will happen. Sir, anyway, yes, if a policeman says, I will kill you and nothing will happen, let him kill you first and see if nothing will happen. Right. Okay. I won't have to wait for a policeman to kill me to find out if something will happen or not. Some of you have been hearing the news. Or should I say, some of you, if you are watching me from Nigeria, you have started spending the new notes, Abi. Oh, lovely, Abi. But there has been so many news as well coming around. And there has been so many wahala following the man that promised to redesign Naira only for him to recolor Naira. Now, let me tell you briefly. Emefiole is now reported to be on the run. Don't take my word for it. That's how it is reported in your media in Nigeria. According to them, since you know that DSS are looking for Emefiole, because according to DSS, Emefiole is wanted for financing terrorism in Nigeria. What are the odds? What are the odds? emefiole central bank funding terrorism in Nigeria. That's big. And you might see this as a funny joke. It's not. According to the report, currently emefiole is outside Nigeria. He was supposed to have been back to Nigeria in the last 4 days. Normal. I mean, there's nothing wrong if the report is that maybe emefiole is actually on break, on holiday with his family. Or, you know what I mean? You know, his festive period. It could be all of this. But there's something, like I said, in Nigeria, when they say something, don't quickly wave it aside. Pay attention to detail and then follow it up. Follow it up. If you can follow it up, you might likely get the remaining pieces of the whole story. So that was the beginning. Emefiole said they were changing Nigeria Naira because some people have stashed money inside their homes that they want to use for 2023 election. And in order to make sure that they never have a chance of doing that, is changing money. So Emefiole decided to go and use Nigeria to borrow over 300 billion naira for Naira redesign, to redesign the Naira, so that all the politicians, all the terrorists, all of the people, money launderers who have hidden your Naira everywhere, they will just lose the money. It will become useless. So that was the plan. And that was what's going to happen. Emefiole won't make that announcement without Buhari's approval. And he probably knew his targets will come for him. With the president behind him, the money queen, he had nothing to worry about. So it's a good policy. If you don't return that Naira where you get, by January 7, you will no longer be able to spend it anymore. In fact, not just that, there are other policies that are coming to control the level of moving money in Nigeria. That policy includes you cannot withdraw more than 100,000 naira in a week as an individual. And as a business, you can't withdraw more than 500,000 naira. If you do, you begin to provide ID card, letter of consent, letter of approval from your village master, from your village AD, or your anything. Somebody must say, waiting you talk, say you want to take that, you want to use that your money for, is what you want to use the money for. Then the branch manager of your bank will approve. When everything is clear, then you can come pay 5% of the money you want to withdraw. They didn't say you shouldn't. So they say, oh, this guy, you are targeting us. Anyway, we read all of that. But do you know what happened after? The House of Representatives, they invited Emefiole. Emefiole didn't show up. And they said, if you don't show up, we are going to arrest you. So Emefiole quickly sent people down to go and represent him. In the last few days, all this happened. Those who went to represent Emefiole, when they got there, they said, we are reviewing that policy now. In fact, we are thinking of moving the end of submitting the old money to the end of January. They said, no, that's not enough. We want you to cancel it finally. Look at the money you said you have changed. That one itself is already like fake money everywhere. So all of these, they are now under pressure to satisfy the people that seems to be the target of their worldview, even though what they are targeted to lose are the things they possibly stolen from you, the things they stole from you, right? So fighting back, even though you will bear most of the brunt, listen, Emefiole have started shifting ground for these people. They have been shifting. Now they are now looking into, okay, if anything wants to happen at all, let it be after me. So the surprise now is that how come that Emefiole is declared to be funding terrorism out of all of this? And then how come Emefiole, who didn't go on vacation, who went on a program of a central bank invited program and should have returned, now the report says Emefiole is now looking for asylum in the UK. Again, don't take my word for it. But a witch died yesterday. The Pekin, a witch cried yesterday, and the Pekin died today. Do add one or two if it sounds like rumor, but pay attention to all the other things developing. So the dilemma right now is that if Emefiole want all this to go away, then it should just make the announcement and said, we are still working on this policy. But it's kind of too late now. The confusion of APC, Egbekegbe, has now degenerated into the total deface, destruction. Though they have devalued Naira, they have completely now sort of, I don't know the word to use. She can say the face Naira ni abi, or Naira no even get identity anymore in the way they are going, or more the journey of 80 years that started there 7 years ago is taking you to where some of you have no idea of. Let's go see those who have been touching the new note. 1 second though.
Money I got.
Those who have been touching the new note, if you have touched it, people have been experimenting. If you know any money that is being experimented, I mean, that people are now experimenting with today in Nigeria, or sorry, all over the world, it's going to be the Nigerian Naira. The man that they colored the Naira, gone into the, vamoose into the thing here, because they said it's a terrorist sponsor. If they see him, arrest him. If you see a Emefiole, if you tell them where in day, if you get ransom, reward. If you get reward, because who would do this to their own currency to start with?
Money I got from the bank, and what he has done to just by water touching it, pure water touched it, and see the color changed. This is not fake note. This is a new 1,000 naira note. See, everything fade out. Can you see what the government is doing to us? Can you see? Can you imagine? Can you imagine this?
That's not all. Wait, I've got a few more. For those who have now been touching the money. Some people will be like, where all of now they get this money? Now 1,000 now they show like this. Where will they get this money? Wait first. If you haven't touched it, by the time you get to your turn, I don't know, maybe may I pray for you, say, may you have something to still hold and say, okay, is that the new money? Even in your banks right now, it on the red. Take a look at this one, though. There is another one.
Hello, Mahmoud. Look at your new Naira note. 1,000 Naira note. You see that?
You want to see more? Okay. Here is another one.
No water, no water. Imagine if they come put water inside. It never dry now. Why? Never dry. Look at. When you can't touch water, wahala.
Or melt, or the ink and water said. That means if water touch this money, safe, you can't even use it.
Well, somebody did try it with water. With water. And I think the result speak for itself.
Yeah, 100% correct. Just spilling off.
Why is everybody trying to find out if the money is real or not by trying to peel it or trying to dip it in water? Why? What does that tell you? It tells you that if you do a survey right now about Nigerian money, Naira, it is going to be the most distrusted change that Nigerians have ever seen. You know me, I have lived long enough to witness many, introduction of new money, new coins, introduction of, you know what I mean, or redesign of money and the rest of that in the last, at least the first 28 years of my life when I was in Nigeria. So I've never seen any time where people just, to confirm if this money is real or not, you have to do a lot of things to prove something about it, yeah? This is the lowest of the lowest that Nigeria Naira has become when it comes to the value or the trust that the people will have on it. It's going to get worse, okay? It's still going to get worse. Don't worry. Some others actually tried this too.
Wow. Wow. Are you kidding me?
Naira notes. Now blue, they use blue do wow. Try the other side. Wow, this is a very thin fabric. Let's see. Wow.
No, nobody is kidding you, my sister. That is your new money. Meanwhile, so that no feel look like say, hey, boy, why is it that because me, I have the money. It's not bad. The problem is this. Those who are getting the bad ones, and all of you are still getting the good ones, I will say, no, that one is not peeling. No. Tell me what that says about your money. Like generally, when you have to prove to people and say, some of them are good, some of them are not good. What does that tell you about your currency? And what does that tell you about the value of that currency? A brother tried this, and guess what? It didn't peel. Check it. Do you see what Nigerian Naira has turned to? When we were growing up, to confirm that your money is not fake, you have to put it to the light. And you'll be looking for the bed. Nigerian bed inside the money. Say, okay, look at it if this one get bed. If you don't get, most uneducated Nigerians back then, uneducated Nigerians, they easily know when money is real or fake by looking for the security features in it. But this day, you have to bring out your clothes. Imagine you go to the bank and you withdraw money, and then you are like checking it if it's original or not by cleaning it. What does that tell you? See, let me show you something. Even though we don't spend this, we don't spend this in, what do you call it? We don't spend this in the UK. But these are dollars, right? Holding it alone, when you check the picture, the texture, everything about it, maybe the smell, you know what I mean? Maybe the smell, ordinarily would make you build confidence in it and say, oh, I can know the value of this money by just knowing how many is there. What is the total? The moment you get to know the total, you know the value of it. But today in Nigeria, you have to start doing them one by one. You know what I mean? Check them one by one. Or else, you may think you have 1,000, you have 100,000 Naira. Only for you to realize that what you have is actually 30,000 Naira because 70 of it are never going to pass the security test of a typical everyday today Nigerians who trade in them. Now, what does that tell you? The confidence in the money continue to dwindle as much as they are using other policies to destroy it. I don't want to bring out my shirt to be cleaning in front of you, but that's raw cash. So they have ruined everything. And if you don't pay attention very well, maybe when you feel it more, or maybe you understand how you feel it, maybe that would then help you to know that those who said, we are done. We don't want to be part of this anymore. We would rather just go our way and do our things in a way that will be on our own terms and conditions. There's nothing bad in that, though. And that's why I actually supported the Yoruba Union initiative. I am part of the conveners, and well, you can call me the convener of the Yoruba Union. I love the initiative. I love the ideas of the people coming together to say, let's bring ideas together. Let's delegate. Let us delegate the responsibility of things that affect our people directly. I love it. And that's the section I'm going to take you to now, right? In the last few days on this platform, the Yoruba Union organization, Yoruba, we put a little bit of resources together to cater for 500 people. But the significant part of that mission is not actually the food. The mission was to actually fill the pulse of our people in Nigeria of today and see how they feel if they have a better hope that is not similar to what Nigeria continue to repeat and re-give to them. So we took a tour. Princess Balogun, an amazing person that you're going to probably see more of her right now, she led the team of other patriotic volunteers who helped us to reach out to over 500 families across 7 Yoruba states in a space of just 3 days. Now, what happened on that trip? Sorry if you don't speak Yoruba that much. There will be a subtitled version of this video. And at this point, I am going to bring on Princess to come and tell us a bit about that trip. Okay? So that it's not just about talking. We must act, fill their pulse, bring them on board, give them that, give them that bridge to walk through to that freedom. Let them be part of it. Let something drive them. Let them have face beside the struggle for real. So let's go back to Yoruba land in the last few days when Yoruba Union was in town.
Kiri orí títì wọ́n fẹ́ sọ wá dànù máa ń jìrì ṣá má gbà yẹn. Generation tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn ṣé a fẹ́ kó wá bá damage tó wà ńlẹ̀ yìí ńlẹ̀. Yorùbá tẹ́lẹ̀ tèmi mọ̀ o gbogbo community lè tọ́ ọmọ kan tẹ́yìn bá wà níbi kan tẹ́ bá sọ pé tí ìyá ẹ̀ bá dé máa fẹjọ́ ẹ̀sùn ẹ̀rù wọn máa bà mí ni kò sí ìyẹn mọ́ ìyá ló ń gbàgbọ́ tọ́jú lọ́wọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ ọmọ ló ń ṣe wúkọ̀ kó ń kówó wálé ọjọ́ tí ìyá ẹ̀ bá sọ̀rọ̀ kò ní fún ìyá ẹ̀ ló ń jẹ mọ́ ohun tí ìlú sọ yín dà ní.
Tẹ́ bá fojú inú wò ẹ rí mọ̀ pé àwọn mọ́là tó bá máa rìn wọ́n á gbé mọ́ dání wọ́n á mú ọ̀bẹ dání wọ́n á mú gbogbo nǹkan dání ẹ̀sùn yálà àwọn tó ń pera wọn ní darandaran dáyà darandaran. Now tó bá jọmọ Yorùbá kan lọ rọ̀bẹ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ sí ó dáràn bá ní kó má ṣe é ṣe ilé ẹ̀ ò ní gbójú ọ̀nà ẹ̀ tó yẹ èpè náà fẹ́ á dẹ̀ máa ṣe fún wọn.
Ebi ló ń pa náà a sì láwọn tí ń kó mílíọ̀nù kọjá pé wọ́n kò padà pàdé ọmọ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni afẹ́ jagu afẹ́ gbòkùdé afẹ́ mi kò ní kẹ́ má defend ara yín o. Téèyàn bá wá kójà wá bá mi nílé màá dúró nídúró pé màá defend ara mi. But ọ̀rọ̀ tá máa sọ máa jọ mọ́rọ̀ jọba. Ó máa jọ mọ́ àwọn èèyàn ara wa náà. Ohun tá fẹ́ bá wa sọ ó dá lé orí pé bá ṣe ń gbègbè ayé wa as Yoruba people. Láti ìgbà tí àwa ti ń dàgbà tá ti ń gbójú àárí Yorùbá bí ìran alágbèrí. Àárí Yorùbá a máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni a kì í tọrọ. That That is what we stand for. That draw funny here. Kì í tọrọ jẹ lọ́wọ́ èèyàn and iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wa máa ń tó wa jẹ. And ìgbà yẹn, àwọn higher class wà, àwọn middle class wà, then àwọn tó wà nísàlẹ̀ wà. Middle class yẹn ló ti gé kúrò nsìn. Is either you are up there, you are rich or you are poor. Àwọn tó wá sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá dalágbé yìí, gbogbo wọn ló ní free education. Gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n rí ìjọba rán wọn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Àwọn ọmọ wa wá rìn káàkiri orí títì. Wọ́n fẹ́ sọ wá dànù máa ń jìrì ṣá máa gbà yẹn. Tá a bá ti ní lè gbà, tó bá ti gbé Yorùbá Nation dé, ká gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn. Àwọn Yoruba Union lọ ní òkè. Àwọn èèyàn wa tó fi ipá wọn lè febi pa because nígbà tí owó bá tí wọ́n bá mú owó wa tó bá bàjẹ́, nígbà tẹ́ bá kó púpọ̀ dání tó yẹ nǹkan kékeré lẹ fi rà. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wá dàbí ibi tí ó wá dàbí ìsọ̀ àwọn olóṣì. Àdé ń ṣoníṣẹ́ ọmọ aládé ni wá. So going forward, tó bá ti sọ fún wa pé ṣá fẹ́ dá dúró bí orílẹ̀-èdè, nítorí fi pè lórílẹ̀-èdè nìyẹn. Orílẹ̀-èdè yẹn ó jẹ́ mọ́ pé èdè tèmi tí mò ń sọ yìí, ẹ̀yin gbọ́ gbogbo àwọn táwa ń bí la gbọ́.
Agbọ́dé mi dẹ̀ tí ì sọ nígbà.
Tí Yíbò bá wà láàrin wa sí bàbá, Yíbò ni Yorùbá ni wọ́n. Tí Yíbò bá wà Yíbò ni wọ́n, tí Yíbò bá wà láàrin wa sí tó bá sọ èdè tiwọn, a lè gbọ́. Ara máa ti wá síra wa, kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n máa lé àwọn Yíbò dànù àbọ̀ máa lé àwọn Haúsá dànù. Ṣé nǹkan tí mi sọ yé yín? Àwọn náà à ń nílé ìlú òyìnbó, a lọ ń gbé lọ́hùn. Wọn ò dẹ̀ lé wa dànù. A kàn máa mọ̀ pé orílẹ̀-èdè wa la wà ní. Borders wa wà secured. Àwọn ọmọ wa yé ṣe húkọ̀ọ̀pù kiri àzóbìnrin. Àwọn ọkùnrin á yé ṣe yahoo. Àwọn ọmọ tó ń ṣe yahoo náà sí àwọn òbí wọn ò lè bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ because àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ló ń sanwó lé. Àwọn ló ń bú àwọn òbí yẹn. So wọn ò lè ní ó má ṣe é. Ọjọ́ tí ìyá yẹn bá ti sọ pé àwọn ò lè ṣe kíní ìmọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn lóúnjẹ tó fẹ́ jẹ́ ti tán látọ̀dọ̀ ọmọ tó bí fúnra rẹ̀. Ìwà àbàjẹ́ ó wá di nǹkan tá à ń mú mọ́ra. Ohun tó yẹ ká kọ́ wá di ohun tá à ń gbà mọ́ra. Ìyẹn la ní ká fètò sí, ká fi báyìí máa yọ díẹ̀ síra wọn sí so that a lè rọ́nà tiwa lọ. Ọ̀nà àbáyọ wa, wọ́n bá ti gbé Yorùbá Nation dé ká tẹ̀lé wọn ni. Yoruba Union, èmi mo wà nínú Yoruba Union yẹn. Àtàwọn ẹlẹgbẹ́ mi tó kù la come together la ní okay, kí la lè ṣe fún àwọn èèyàn especially àwọn àgbàlagbà. Because ìjọba ò ṣètò kankan fàgbàlagbà nílẹ̀ yìí. Kò sí ètò pension, kò sí ètò ìtọ́jú. Àwọn tó wà ní other parts of the world tó bá ti tó age kan máa ń sanwó fún wọn. Wọ́n á ní ìwòsàn ọ̀fẹ́, wọ́n á ní everything tó péye. Àwọn ọmọ wa lọ léèwé ẹ̀fẹ́ because ojoojúmọ́ ló ń yọ tax nínú gbogbo owó tẹ̀ ń ná. Wọ́n á gbowó yín wá gbowó lọ́wọ́ yín lọ́jà, wọ́n á gbà á lóríta. Tẹ́ bá rìn wọ́n á lè dúró dáadáa. Òun la ṣe ní ká come together, kí mọ̀ wá ṣọ̀kan. Tí mọ̀ wá bá ti ṣọ̀kan, kò sí tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. And agbára wà nínú pé ká pọ̀ torí àwọn kéré sáwà. So agbára pé nọ́mbà ta ní bá ṣe pọ̀ tó a lè lò fún wọn kí everybody máa bá tiẹ̀ lọ àṣẹ mọ́ kọ́yé jí wa gbé, kọ́yé dún àwọn ìyá wa mọ́nà oko, kọ́yé gé wa lápá gé wa lẹ́sẹ̀, kọ́yé wa resources wa lọ́jọ́ just like that. Ìyẹn ni mo ní kí n wá bá yín sọ àbọ̀ mi rèé o.
Wọ́n fi àjẹ́ wá pọ̀ jù. Àwọn Yorùbá ti yàgò lẹ́yìn sí wa.
Princess.
Yeah, bàbá.
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́. Báwo ni?
Dáadáa ni, àlàáfíà ni.
Ẹ kú rìn.
Ìrìn nìyẹn ò máa yẹ̀gàn.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ rọ̀yọ́, ẹ tọ̀yọ́ bọ̀. ṣé ibo ni ká ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣé ká kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ nígbà bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe gbà yín nígbà tẹ́ rí wọn ni àbí nígbà tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ tọ̀rọ̀ tara wọn ìrírí wọn ọtójú ń rí ní gbogbo ibi tẹ́ dé àwọn èèyàn ti ń fẹ́ gbọ́ látẹnu yín ẹ má bínú pé mo wá drag yín jáde because mo mọ nǹkan tó go on the scene but I'm happy pé lè make lálẹ́ yìí so àwọn èèyàn wá ń gbọ́ báwo ni.
Ẹ kálẹ́ gbogbo lé o. Gbogbo Peter lọ wọ́n gbà wá wọlé tọwọ́ tẹsẹ̀ wọ́n ti ń retí wa tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n ti ń retí wa ìyà ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn wa ebi ń pa wọ́n iṣẹ́ wọn they are hungry. They are really hungry. And we were accepted. We met with them. They were happy. About sorrow. We told them, as of Monko, it over 80 years old. Nenui. Olóṣèlú mẹ́wàá ló fi lùgbà. Ẹ̀fàyè yín tún tí wọ́n ṣe ni. That got to them. That really got to them. That triggered them. Ẹ̀fàyè yín tún tí wọ́n ṣe ni. Àwa tá bá ti fẹ́ gbẹnulé 40 pa fẹ́ wọ 40 àwa olóṣèlú márùn ló ti lù wá. And they were able to open up and they talked. They asked questions and I was able to answer them. And they asked if we would continue this or we'll be stopping halfway.
Like is it one-off?
Yeah, they asked if this is a one-off, and I told them, whenever I entered the hall or anywhere, I just greet them and tell them, "Mi ò bá tòṣèlú wá bí o."
Mo nǹkan tí máa ṣe, princess.
Yeah.
Àti a ṣe jọ ń wo clip yìí for the first time ni, including Wike. Clip yẹn get already nígbà tí mo ń ṣe program mi lọ́wọ́. Check it.
Okay.
Mi ò tí rí mo ti rí glimpse 1 or 2 tí mo ti share nígbà kan so èmi àti máa jọ jókòó sí àtàwọn tó ń wò wá ẹ jẹ́ make it tour and then interview mo máa break máa fẹ́ kẹ́ sọ àwọn ibì kan because I mean a fẹ́ wo blockbuster nǹkan tí ẹ̀yin fúnra yín go worry tí rí some of them say kìíní nígbà tí a bá ń wo fídíò ẹ̀ fúnra yín sí pé okay tó tọ́ ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ yẹn ṣá so ẹ jẹ́ ká rí àwò díẹ̀ sí.
Sàríyù Ọmọbọ́láńlé Ọlágúnjú First Avenue la wà ń bí nílùú Kòròdú ètò tí ó wà nílẹ̀ yìí bá a ṣe rí wọn láàárọ̀ yìí ọmọnú wa dùn gidi kán dákun kán má dáwọ́ àti má dùn àwa mẹ̀kúnnù nínú kán dákun nítorí Ọlọ́run ìdùnnú ojoojúmọ́ gbogbo gbà Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ọmọ dé bá wọn náà lágbára Ọlọ́run máa wà pẹ̀lú wọn lágbára Ọlọ́run. Yorùbá nation Yorùbá dára púpọ̀ kí Ọlọ́run kó dákun kó rán aláàánú sí Yorùbá nation kí ìdàgbàsókè kó máa dé bá wa.
Àtàbàwò dáadáa ọ̀pọ̀ nú àwọn ará bíi ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ lọ́kà tẹ bá páàkì mọ́tò sílẹ̀ kẹ́ tó lò 2-3 minutes ńbẹ̀ Yorùbá ti wá sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mọ́tò yín ó ti wá ń tọrọ owó à ń ṣe mọ́là ìran wa ò kì í ṣàgbé a dẹ̀ ní ààyò ọkàn níta bá ní máa ń tẹ̀ wá lọ́rùn tábàwọn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní 1955 sí 1957 ń ta sign up kọ́ lélẹ̀. Orílẹ̀-èdè là ń jẹ́. Kí ló ń jẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè gan? Ibi tédè yín bá jọ papọ̀, ẹ̀yin tẹ́jọ́ wà papọ̀ tédè yín jọra yín. Tí Ìgbò bá wà láàrin wa bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ara lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kán torí ohun tá à ń sọ tí ò bá gbọ́. Èdè àìyedè nìyẹn. Àwọn tó ń lọ chọ́ọ̀chì inú wa, wọ́n rí pé àwọn tó ń kọ́ building of Babel gan. Tọ́lá àwọn fẹ́ lọ kọ bá Ọlọ́run lókè. Kí lọ́lọ́run fi dà wọ́n rú náà? Kí là ń ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn tá àgbédè wọn? Kí la jọ ń ṣe pọ̀? Tá bá fi ọdún mẹ́jọ kún ọjọ́ orí wa báyé jókòó yìí. Ọdún mélòó la máa jẹ́ ná? Iye tó ń gbà lọ́wọ́ wa tó lóṣèlú kan bá ti dé, ọdún mẹ́jọ tó ń gbà lọ́wọ́ wa náà nìyẹn. Àwọn olóṣèlú náà máa wà láàrin wa bí bàbá yẹn sọ̀rọ̀, mi ò ní ẹ má dì. Mi ò bá yín sọ lọ síbẹ̀ o. Ṣùgbọ́n ebi àti ìyà tó sọ di weapon fáwọn èèyàn wa àtàwọn ọmọ wa, òun là ń try láti curb. A dẹ̀ believe pé tá bá darapọ̀ bá ṣe wáyé, táwọn mẹ́wàá bá tún kún wá bí a máa pọ̀ jù báyìí lọ ni. Àwọn táwọn pọ̀ jù wọ́n lọ yìí, bá ṣe pọ̀ jù wọ́n lọ tó yìí, tó bá rí papọ̀ tí ọ̀rọ̀ wa wá ń jáde bákan náà, wọn ò lè kọ́ńkà wa. Bọ̀ torí pé wọ́n ṣe divide and rule fún wa. Divide and rule yẹn àwọn ẹlòmíín fẹ̀sì ṣe é. Wọ́n ní kí Christian wá bá Muslim ṣe. Tó bá ní wa táwa aṣọ pupa ń sìn wá lólóògùn ni wá. Àwọn òyìnbó tó wá kó wa lẹ́rú ní ìjọsìn. Nígbà tó ń wá bíi missionaries, wọ́n ní kan nu wọn lọ sọ́jà. Èèyàn tiwa tó jẹ́ Yorùbá bíi tiwa, ìyẹn ló mú dání lọ. Wọ́n lọ wá rí ibi tó kó ọsàn sí. Wọ́n wá ṣa òkúta sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi? Òkúta tó ṣà sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ yẹn, ó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹ tó mú lọ pé kí ni mínìnì òkúta yìí? Èèyàn yẹn ní ọsàn yẹn, iye owó ẹyọ tó máa kó sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́, òun lọ kó sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ yẹn o. Ó wá ní òyìnbó yẹn wá ní tó wò bá kó sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ nǹkan, ó ní ṣe aṣọ pupa yẹn, ìyẹn ló máa pa ẹ̀kọ́ tó délé. Ṣé rí òyìnbó ṣèbọn wá wọlé wo ni? Ẹ lè gbọ́n tẹ́ ń tó ń ṣọ yìí. Ẹn tó jókòó síbẹ̀ yẹn, tẹ́ ń tó bá ń ṣọ́ bá wà ń bí. Iye ẹsẹ̀ tó máa kà tó máa fi bọ́ta ń bẹ̀ yẹn, onítọ̀hún yẹn máa mọ̀, òun fúnra rẹ̀ tó dìde ń bẹ̀ ò lè mọ̀. So kí Fúlàní yéé pa wá, kán yéé báwọn ọ̀yà wa lò lọ́nà oko, kán yéé gàba lé wa lórí ilẹ̀ wa. That is what we stand for. Nǹkan dúró lé lórí nìyẹn, bàdé ṣe máa ṣe lọ rè. Ẹ ṣe gan ni.
Yoruba Union, nǹkan tí àwa ta wà ní Jẹ̀bú, Odò Ògbólú àti agbègbè rẹ̀ ká nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ni. Because àwa ta wà ní ìlú Odò Ògbólú, agbára wa ò ká ìjà rẹ̀ nìkan. Bẹ̀tí ńgbà tẹ́ ti wá ń sìn pé ká support, we are ready to support. Ẹ̀ ń jàjà Yorùbá ni, àlejò máa jà kárí débẹ̀débẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n ẹ wá tàn ìwọ́lẹ̀ yẹn kárí.
Now, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún ìwọ̀nba tí mo gbọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn èèyàn wa wọ́n ti tà wá. Àwọn èèyàn wa àti PDP o, àti APC o, àti gbogbo àwọn aṣíwájú wa lókèlókè. Irú àwọn Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ yẹn kọ́ máa sọ̀tọ̀ kí sọ sí ìwà àwa Yorùbá. Ṣé ó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́?
Kò lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sà.
Èyí tẹ́ dáwọ́ dé yìí, Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ ó ṣeé ṣe fún wa.
Àṣẹ.
Nítorí àwa ń sìn wọn bá díẹ̀ lókù fún wa. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ, Olúwa fún wa ṣe.
Àmín.
Olúwa fún wa ṣe.
Àmín.
Ọlọ́run á kó wa kúrò lóko ẹrú.
Àmín.
Nítorí pé ẹrú tán fún wa yìí ó pọ̀. nítorí àwọn mọ́là èmi máa ń sọ nǹkan kan wípé òfin mẹ́ta là ń lò ní Nàìjíríà ìkan fáwọn mọ́là ìkan fáwọn olówó ìkan fáwọn mẹ̀kúnnù tẹ́ bá fojú inú wò ẹ rí mọ̀ wípé àwọn mọ́là tó bá máa rìn wọ́n á gbé ìbọn dání wọ́n á mú ọ̀bẹ dání wọ́n á mú gbogbo nǹkan dání especially àwọn tó ń pera wọn ní darandaran darandaran yìí now tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá kan lọ rọ́ọ̀bẹ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ sí ó dáràn ọlọ́mọdé àdáràn tó yẹ yìí tí àwọn olóyè wa gbogbo àwọn kílọ̀tìpọ̀ àwọn tó wà lókè ṣùgbọ́n èyí tí ò bá ṣe dáadáa nù Ọlọ́run máa pa wọn. àwọn aṣáájú wa tí ò bá ṣe dáadáa jẹ́ ká máa ṣépè fún wọn. àwọn tó wà ní PDP náà ló wà ní APC àwọn tó wà ní APC náà ló wà ní PDP ẹ ṣe lé tó bá dọ̀hún tán tàlúmọ̀ ẹ̀rí wọ́n á gbàgbé àwọn tó wà nísàlẹ̀ tó yẹ yín mi ò campaign o tó APC lèmi ń ṣe o tó yẹ yín kì í ṣe pé mò ń campaign ṣùgbọ́n ìyà kan fi ń jẹ wá ti pọ̀ jù ìgbà tí PDP wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ní bákan APC tó wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ní bákan àwọn náà ló máa ṣọ̀tún tó máa ṣòsì tó máa ṣe àgbà tó máa ṣe jùlọ.
àwọn ọmọ tó fẹ́ ṣe WAEC yẹ tá a rówó wọn.
Buhari á dá oko.
Ìjẹ̀bú dẹ̀ máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ abèrò náà ṣìnà a lè padà ṣìnà because àti mọ ibi tá à ń lọ.
Èmi ni Chief Sunday Odunsi ìlú Òdògbòlú la wà yìí. Nǹkan tí àwọn Fúlàní ń fojú wa rí á dá oko ní ìlú Ẹ̀yìnwá àwa ń gbin watermelon kùkúmbà gàrí àgbàdo ṣùgbọ́n bá ṣe ń gbin tó àwọn mọ́là wọn ò jẹ́ ká rí èrè tó ìnáwó tá à ń ná sóko. Oko tí mo ṣe lọ́dún yìí kùkúmbà àti watermelon ni mo gbìn. Òjò affect our crops mi yẹn which is cucumber and kíní tí mo gbìn òjò jẹ́ kí n kó yield dáadáa. Mo wá decide pé ilẹ̀ yẹn kí n lọ fi gbin gàrí kí n tó decide láti wá gbin gàrí àwọn màálù wọ́n ti débẹ̀ wọ́n ti jẹ gbogbo oko mi àti the little one tó yẹ kí n rí àti the small one tó yẹ kí n kéré màálù ti jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀. Ẹ̀rù wa ń bà mí nísìn láti gbin gàrí sínú oko yẹn kí màálù kó má lọ jẹ. Yoruba Union nǹkan tí mo gbọ́ lẹ́nu wọn lọ́sàn-án yìí èmi ọ̀gbẹ́ni èmi Chief Sunday Odunsi mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí bí má ṣe darapọ̀ mọ́ Yoruba Union gan ó wù mí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti tọ́ mi sọ́nà pé kí n máa tán bá ti pè wọ́n á máa pè mí láti máa wá sí ìpàdé Yoruba Union.
Orúkọ mi ni Chief Tọ́lá Ọ̀ṣínáìkè. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ kalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó dáa ni wọ́n sọ kalẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run la máa bẹ̀ kó bá wa lọ́wọ́ nú ẹ̀ kí èròǹgbà kan wọn kó lè ṣe é múṣẹ látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run torí àwọn èèyàn wa ní ìlú yìí ní Nàìjíríà generally ni mò ń sọ kì í ṣe Òdògbòlú ní Nàìjíríà nítorí a gbọ́ wípé ńgbà tó máa gba independence wọ́n sọ fún wa pé àjọṣepọ̀ àwa mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta Yorùbá Igbo àtàwùsá is for 50 years after 50 years ní kálukú lè fall off kí Yorùbá dúró kí Igbo dúró káwùsá náà dúró fúnra wọn ṣùgbọ́n ń yà wá lẹ́nu sí bí gbogbo ẹ̀dẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ àwọn Haúsá fẹ́ máa mú àwa Yorùbá lẹ́rú táwọn Igbo náà wọ́n ti parí iṣẹ́ wọn ṣùgbọ́n àwa Yorùbá ló kàn tó fẹ́ face àdẹ̀ nígbà fún wọn so gbogbo àwọn tó gbé ètò yìí kalẹ̀ mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn á ṣe é ṣe fún wọn lágbára Ọlọ́run oyè yìí á ṣe é ṣe fún wọn àwa náà dẹ̀rẹ̀ àní kúrò lẹ́yìn wọn à á fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú wọn débi pé nǹkan tá à ń fẹ́ á tó wa lọ́wọ́.
ẹ má bínú mo mute ara mi ni sorry ṣé ń gbọ́ mi báyìí.
Yeah.
Princess báwo ló
Yeah. Odogbolu was fun. It was great.
tí mò ń rí ń bẹ̀ yẹn ó dàbí ìgbà tó yẹ pé forever ni o ìyẹn bring back àwọn memories kan tó jẹ́ kí èmi náà feel like wípé bí wọ́n ṣe gbà á ó yọ mí nínú gan so idea Odo Ogbolu tó lẹ ti mú Princess.
Idea Odo Ogbolu ò wá látọ̀dọ̀ mi. I was going to do Ṣàgámù àti Abẹ́òkúta. Then ìgbà tí kí n tó kúrò lé èèyàn tí mo pè ní tí n bá ṣe Ṣàgámù nìkan mi ṣe jẹ́ ká ṣe Ṣàgámù káwọn èèyàn wá láti Ṣàgámù wọ́n wá láti Odo Ogbolu kán wá láti Modimosan wọ́n wá láti Ìjẹ̀bú Òde. Mo ní that's a very good idea. I ma touch lives in all those places gbogbo àwọn region yẹn. Then àwọn èèyàn padà lọ́lẹ̀ kò ní jẹ́ Odo Ogbolu nìkan ló máa wà. Tí message yẹn ti máa jà ràn ilẹ̀ wọ́n á gbé dé Ìjẹ̀bú Òde wọ́n á gbé dé Modimosan wọ́n á gbé dé Ṣàgámù. No ẹ jẹ́ kán wá síbẹ̀. Ìgbà tá máa débẹ̀ wọ́n láti tilẹ̀kùn mọ́ àwọn kan síta kò sì rúpọ̀ gan. Wọ́n láti àwọn bó ṣe dé lọ́ ṣe gbà wọ́n wọlé wọ́n láti tilẹ̀kùn mọ́ wọn síta so àwọn ibi tá a dé tó yẹ pé ìgbà tá fún wọn ní ta plan fún bẹ̀ yẹn àwọn package wọn ta plan fún bẹ̀ yẹn ìgbà tá fún wọn tán spaghetti wá dẹ̀ pọ̀ ju package wa lọ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní spaghetti fáwọn yẹn mẹ́ta méjì mẹ́rin àwọn tó kù kó má dà pé wọn ò rí nǹkan kan gbà. So láti bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni so láti bẹ̀ yẹn a move lọ sí Ọ̀yọ́ state. Ìgbà tá máa dé Ọ̀yọ́ state wọ́n ti organize àwọn èèyàn lẹ̀ fún àwọn tá a pè látọ̀yọ́.
Ẹ má sọ pa ẹ̀ fún wa ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ lọ sọ́yọ́ because Ọ̀yọ́ ló next ìyẹn ní Ìbàdàn.
Okay.
Mo ní ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú kọ́ ló gbé wa wá síbí kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ló gbé mi wá bí a lè láwọn olóṣèlú láàrin wa ohun tó bá níbẹ̀ ohun tó gbé wa wá bí gangan ọ̀rọ̀ ara wa ló gbé wa wá bí ọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa.
So Princess nítorí time wa mo fẹ́ move ẹ̀ sí ibi tí àwọn èèyàn wa ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ just like me because oye yín sìn full video yẹn mo máa upload ẹ̀ ayégun ẹ̀bọ̀ lílọ wo later farabalẹ̀ wo full clip ẹ jẹ́ kí n move ẹ̀ síwájú ẹ̀
aládé ni wá ti dá dúró ló máa ń jẹ́jọ́ mọ́ ọ̀kan ṣẹ́rí àwọn ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kò ń ṣe pé the only thing ta fẹ́ gbà.
bó o la sì lè wà ní ìṣọ̀kan torí pé.
ọ̀kan ta fẹ́ gbà.
ìbéèrè tí wọ́n fẹ́ béèrè náà.
ẹ lè dá dúró.
ojú àpá náà bá dé ṣé kò ń yọ pé kó máa bọ́ sáwọn àkọ́tọ́ tó máa jẹ nǹkan yìí mọ́lẹ̀ pé Yorùbá nígbà tó sọ̀rọ̀ ló mọ̀ o a lè kó láyé sí ìsìn pé màgẹ́rẹ́ tó yí o ìgbà tí oore yìí bá dé ṣé kò tó máa bọ́ sáwọn àkọ́tọ́ tó máa ṣe tó máa ọ̀rọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ mẹ́fún kó àjọ náà rè sáfẹ́ láti agbèrè méjì tàn wá wọ́n ti débẹ̀ tó ọdún mẹ́rin á jìyà 8 years 4 years.
èmi ò gbá.
mo fi sọ̀rọ̀ ni ṣé kò tó nígbà tí ìyẹn bá tàbá lẹ́yìn bá dé àwọn àkókò jẹ́ tí wọ́n tún máa.
àbá nǹkankan wa kò sí ní ta fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ yín the only thing ta fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ yín ni pé kí ìmọ̀ gbogbo wa ṣọ̀kan ní nǹkankan ta fẹ́ gbà.
ìbéèrè tí wọ́n fẹ́ béèrè náà lè tún lè tẹ̀sán náà mo fẹ́ fàjáde ṣé a lè tún ní kánkọ́sì ní ọ̀dọ̀ máa pé Yorùbá yìí lọ ní ìgbà
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ lè ní ládùúgbò kọ̀ọ̀kan.
orúkọ tèmi ni Pastor Ruben Ọ̀jẹ̀kúnlé ìlú Ìbàdàn la wà ohun tí mo rí nípa Yorùbá Nation ni pé inú wa dùn bá tiẹ̀ ṣe wà ń bẹ̀ lénìí nítorí pé kí ni a ti ń gbọ́ tipẹ́ tá a ti ń ronú pé bó o la ṣe lè darapọ̀ bó o la sì lè wà ní ìṣọ̀kan torí pé ó dúró fún ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá Ọlọ́run ó sì fún wa ní ìṣọ̀kan lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run á ní ìṣọ̀kan Yorùbá nation yìí ó dáa púpọ̀ jù nítorí pé kí ni ẹrú tá a ṣe tó ẹrú ti tó ìyà ń jẹ ọmọ Yorùbá àwọn tí ìyà ń jẹ tí wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ló pọ̀ jù àwọn tí wọn ò lẹ́nu ìyà ń jẹ wá gan kọ́lọ́n kó jọ kó mú ìyà kúrò lọ́rọ̀ wa kí Yorùbá nation yìí kó bá gbé sókè kọ́lọ́n fún ẹ lágbára láti lè gba ìjọba fún Yorùbá padà àdúrà láàfún wọn o wọn ò ní dèrò ẹ̀yìn gbogbo àtẹgbàrú èrò yìí láti lè ṣe wọn ò ní dèrò ẹ̀yìn lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run iwájú iwájú làwọn náà máa lọ torí iwájú lọ́pọ̀ ẹ̀bìtì rẹ̀ sí iwájú náà máa lọ wọn ò ní kàn dààmú ní gbogbo ọ̀nà nítorí pé wọ́n gbìyànjú fún tí wọ́n ṣe yìí àwa náà sì à ń fi dá wọn lójú báyìí pé àwa náà ti di Yoruba Union báyìí àwa náà ti darapọ̀ báyìí a dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣiṣẹ́ lágboolé dágboolé ládùúgbò sádùúgbò ìletò déletò oko abúlé oko dábúlé oko láti lè jẹ́ pé ká wà ní ìṣọ̀kan.
Orúkọ mi ni Saidat Modúpẹ́ Olúwa. Yorùbá Union yìí a rí i pé ètò tí wọ́n gbé wá bá wa yìí ètò tó dáa gbà ni ètò láti já sí pé kí a fi kúrò nínú òṣì àti ìyà ọmọ Yorùbá ètò láti já sí wípé káwa náà fi lè ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ètò láti lè já sí wípé gbogbo ohun tí ń jẹ́ ìṣẹ́ àti ìyà kó kúrò nínú ayé tiwa náà káwa náà mọ gbégbèsè ayé rọrùn a dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe akitiyan láti gbé ètò yìí wá kí Ọlọ́run ọlọ́jọ́ òní kó jẹ́ kí ẹ̀mí wọn gùn lórí dára kó má bà titi wọn náà jẹ́ kó jẹ́ káwọn náà mọ gbégbèsè ayé rọrùn kí wọ́n mọ jẹ́jẹ́ rọrùn kó mọ mọ̀mọ́ rọrùn inú wa dùn pẹ̀lú ètò tí wọ́n gbé wá bá wa yìí o àdúrà tí wọ́n náà gbà àtàpá àtẹsẹ̀ àti gbogbo ara wa pátá a nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí láti jọ ìrìn Ọlọ́run ló.
Princess nígbà tó ṣe sí wọ́n jẹ́ kó yé mi pé part 1 ni fún ọtí fún mi ní ti details ti Ọ̀ṣun ti Ilé-Ifẹ̀ ti Àkúrẹ́ l'Oǹdó ti Èkìtì àti ti Ìlọrin so báwo ni experience yẹn generally.
It was fun. Ó dùn mọ́ wa ó dùn mọ́ mi nínú ó bà mí nínú jẹ́ in some emotional rush ní Máyégún ó pa mí lẹ́kún láàrin méjì kan because àwọn èèyàn wà Máyégún wọn ò lè rìn kó sẹ́sẹ̀ wọ́n wọ́ débẹ̀ kò sí tó fẹ́ jẹ láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn wọ́n gbé wọn wá èèyàn kan wà lórí chair ó ní kó gbé òun lọ sókè kó jọ kó gbé òun lọ sókè lára àwọn tájọ lọ gbé láti ìsàlẹ̀ gbé wá sókè ó jókòó àwọn àgbàlagbà tó lè rìn eegun tí ń sàn wọn rheumatism tí ń ṣe wọn tá a bá continue Ọlọ́run á padà bí wa tá a bá rí kíní ṣe Ọlọ́run á bí wa èèyàn láti débẹ̀ láti rí gbogbo kíní yẹn ni and láti débẹ̀ láti rí and people are in fact mo pàdé bàbá kan bàbá yẹn ìgbà tá a ṣe tán tá a bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ tán mo ti wà lẹ́nu mọ́tò mo ti fẹ́ wọ mọ́tò ń pè mí pé next stop ká máa lọ kílẹ̀ tó ṣú wa wọ́n yẹn wá pè mí sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọ́n ní SSS làwọn wọ́n ní àwọn láìkì nǹkan tí mo sọ gan-an mo ní wọ́n ṣe sà wọ́n ní retired SSS làwọn wọ́n ní kí n wo nǹkan tí mo ṣe wípé àwọn tí ń retí èèyàn tó máa wá lẹ́yìn Ìgbòho àwọn gbogbo àwọn làwọn ń dúró dè àwọn èèyàn wọ́n làwọn mọ̀ kóbìnrin ló máa wá mú ní rárá mi lémi kọ́ ni mo wá ọ̀ràn mi wá bí ni.
èmi kọ́ mo ránra mi.
èmi kọ́ mo ránra mi ọ̀ràn èmi wá bí ni. ríran tọrọ mi ó ní ibẹ̀ èmi tọrọ wá náà lòún rí yìí olówó ṣáà ní wọ mọ́tò débí báàgì ráìsì ṣáà ní wọ mọ́tò wá báwọn èmi tó wá náà ni mò ń rí so àwọn máa need láti bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀ kó ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ orí fóònù torí nígbà táwọn máa retire wọ́n sọ fún àwọn pé àwọn lè retire o ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ṣì wà in service o secret ìjọba and should be kept secret with him wọ́n ní gbogbo nǹkan yẹn làwọn ready láti break down fún wa.
ṣé mo pa sọ yìí pé a fẹ́ ṣe kọ́kọ́ tó máa jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn àwọn ẹni bí ẹni èèyàn bí èèyàn àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kí wọ́n rí reason láti so ọwọ́ pọ̀ experience wọn
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
sísí wọn so many other things tá a ṣáà lè kó papọ̀ sójú kan tó lè padà gbígbá force tó jẹ́ pé force of nature tí àwọn tó rò pé àwọn lágbára lọ́wọ́ òní náà so somehow experience that same thing nínú trip yẹn that's what you're saying.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
tó wà ready.
yes people are ready wọ́n wà ready wọ́n kàn ní ìdèyàn láti sọ fún wọn pé okay níbo ni ká gbà ni.
báwo ni ká ṣe ṣe
bẹ́ẹ̀ni wọ́n wà ready people are ready.
àwọn èèyàn ń
dúpẹ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ ready láti tẹ̀lé kíní ìdè anywhere tá fẹ́ bá dé.
àná wa náà ní ṣe àṣẹ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ àṣedákù.
O a lè ṣe wọ́n náà.
lára àwọn nǹkan kan tí mo bring out of experience yìí even though mi ò tẹ̀ bá yín lọ òun ni wípé the more bẹ ṣe ń go from one place to another then feel so motivated and determined like encouraged. No ọ̀rọ̀ tájọ sọ for now you were sounding like wípé if this is what you are going to like dedicate your time for doing.
I'm ready.
No regrets. No, you have no excuse whatsoever. Like
Mayegun kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó lè create excuse fún kinní. Àfẹn tí ìyà bá hùn, àfẹn tó bá wà athlete, àfẹn tó bá jẹ́ pé bámbámú ni mo yó, kò kàn mí tẹ́bí bá ń pa anybody. Àfirú èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ló lè rí gbogbo ta rí tó máa lóun fẹ́ jókòó síbo. Níbo la fẹ́ jókòó sí, ta bá jókòó ta ló fẹ́ bá a ṣe? Tá a bá dìde ta ló fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ wa, tá a bá gbẹ́rù wa dé àfta ló fẹ́ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ gbé dórí. Tá a bá jókòó mo sọ ní Ìlọrin mo ní tẹ́ bá gbẹ́sẹ̀ sílẹ̀ báyìí téèyàn bá tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ ó yọ ẹsẹ̀ yẹn kúrò tó bá yá já ilé kan náà tó bá já ilé kan náà tán tó bá yá gé ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó bá gé ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó bá para bu bá ṣe ẹran ẹ̀ kúrò tó bá ti bu bá ṣe ẹran ẹ̀ kúrò tó padà sọ̀rọ̀ á béèrè ọrùn ẹ̀ tọ́rùn bá ti bọ́ lórí ikú dé.
ikú ti dé nìyẹn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni so tẹ́ ẹ bá react tí ẹ react èyí tẹ́ lọ́rùn ẹ̀ ń validate tó ń ṣe nìyẹn nǹkan tó ń ṣe yẹn tẹ́ yín lọ́rùn nìyẹn so a láti sọ̀rọ̀ mo dẹ̀ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ mo gbọ́ self determination ló kì í ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kò kì í ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kò ń ṣe dé bí ṣe wà yìí mo lè sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nìwẹ̀ẹ́ kò sí àwọn tó fẹ́ mú mi fún yẹn ṣé o tẹ́ ń ṣe fáwọn èèyàn wá dáa ṣáwọn ọmọ wọn ń bá àwọn ọmọ wa lọ léèwé ọjọ́ olè ti ráwọn ọmọ wọn lọ́jà pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn wa gbẹ̀gbẹ̀yìn we can't continue like that ṣàmà wíbẹ̀ kakúbẹ̀ ni majority of these people were our age mates nígbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbogbo tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ now and they are still there. The earlier we know that we are the leaders we have been waiting for, the better for all of us.
And to start taking action. Shemo nkan, princess.
We should.
Shemo nkan, to make this so detailed. Torí àwọn tó wà pẹ̀lú wa lálẹ́ yìí, ṣe jẹ́ ká lọ sọ́ọ̀ṣù náà. Wọ́n ti jẹ́ kó yé mi pé clip tọ̀ṣù náà ti ready. Same pẹ̀lú tó. As well as àwọn ibi tó kù tẹ̀ dé. So tẹ́ bá mind, ṣe ń gbọ́n sí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré dé Ọ̀ṣun yẹn náà. Like èmi wà interested o. No, bóyá, you know. Meanwhile, tá bá sọ pé Ọ̀ṣun, à ń sọ the source ni o. Tí ó jẹ́ Ilé-Ifẹ̀. Which means pé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ilé-Ifẹ̀, yẹn náà tún wà very significant. Pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ a ṣe generally àti nǹkan táwọn èèyàn sọ níbẹ̀. So princess.
Èmi àti àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi wà nílùú yìí ọlọ́run mi sí mi ò bá tòṣèlú wá mo ò dẹ̀ bá ti kádìbò àbí ká má dìbò fún yíò tẹ́ ẹ máa ṣe tèmi bá wa kọ̀ yẹn à kì í ṣe haúsá à ń ṣe yíbò Yorùbá ni wá a máa ń ní.
just like bí mo ṣe ṣe lẹ́ǹkan princess ṣé ń gbọ́ mi.
Yes, Baba.
Mo máa ní láti àwọn èèyàn tó bá fẹ́ wo full video very soon ẹ máa bá lórí Mayegun's Diary tí kò ẹ lè lọ wo full video ṣe lọ gangan wọn nítorí conversation tá a ní lálẹ́ àti time wa ẹ jẹ́ á lọ gbọ́n kan wọ́n sọ ní ibi tí ẹ wà. Ọ̀ṣun. Exactly, so Ọ̀ṣun fún mi ṣẹ́jú kan princess. Right, I think here.
Ìlàgbẹ́bọ̀ ò sínú ilé ara wa, iṣẹ́ ìjọba ni iṣẹ́ omi. Omi tẹ wá gbé sínú ilé yín yẹn, ìwòsàn tẹ omi tó wà nínú ilé yín yẹn, ìjọba ti lè máa sanwó fún báyìí sí. Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo tẹ̀ ń lọ ṣe, wọ́n gba láísẹ̀nsì o. Ọba ilé gba láísẹ̀nsì ẹ̀ mọ̀ sanwó kẹ tó lọ Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo ni o.
Agbára tẹ́ ẹ fi ṣe tí ó sì ṣe ti ọdún àgbébọ̀. Ẹ̀mí yóò ti àgbèrè lójijì. Ṣé ẹ rí tẹ̀sán ó bá lára ẹ̀ lè sóye yìí. Ẹyin àti gbọ́rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ mú wà yìí díẹ̀díẹ̀ ó ti pẹ́ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ó ti mọ̀ pé àdàdúró. Èmi gan gbàdúrà rẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́ pé kọ́lọ̀ jẹ́ kí ṣe é ṣe. Àti tó bá ṣe é ṣe ìrọ̀rùn gidi ọ̀rọ̀ ẹyẹ. Kọ́lọ̀ àjẹ́ kí wọ́n gbogbo wa lọ́rùn. Àbí rí ìnira. Wọ́n máa wá lóko ajá fún o. Orí àrà ti kò kí o lè pọ̀. Àfárá tó dá. Gẹ́gẹ́rẹ́ lókun. Ọ̀fà Thailand lò. Àmọ́ kí wọ́n máa wá kí wọ́n lè ní sinmi lọ́jọ́ iwájú níbẹ̀ bá ṣe gbọ́rọ̀ eríṣiríṣi tó máa gbogbo tó lọ́sẹ̀lú tá a ṣe tàbí àrídí sódì olè àrídí jẹ bí wọ́n bá gbé gàrí láìsí abọ́ méjì agolo méjì fún wa àmọ̀ gbé sájà lábọ̀ tó pé nígbà tó oúnjẹ ní ìkúrú tó jẹ bá kúrú bá a lè rùbọ̀ lé tá a láta lé tá a níyọ̀ lé éèdì ní wọ́n mọ̀ sátẹ̀lé náà.
Ẹni wọ́n bu àbígbà.
Ẹlòmí ọ̀tí ẹ̀ ní dá sí àbí ẹyẹ kí ni wọ́n ṣe. Àmọ́ nígbà tí ẹyin lè tán lórí ẹ̀jẹ̀ lè kan náà gbogbo abádùn. Àbọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ láàárọ̀ ó dùn mọ́ gbogbo wa nínú. A sì mọ̀ pé lágbára Ọlọ́run lágbára ẹni olóòrà ayọ̀ àti jẹ̀mí ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe wí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó yìí.
Ní ayé Western region, àwọn àmọ̀ bí a kì í ṣe mo kéré púpọ̀ àwọn ọmọ orí nígbà tí a gba òmìnira independent 1960 wọ́n máa ń fún àwa ní oúnjẹ ìwé ọ̀fẹ́ àmú nǹkan àmú mìíràn ní sùkúl inú wọn máa ń dùn gan ayọ̀ máa ń kún ṣé ẹ rí nígbà náà nígbà tá à ń wí yìí mo fẹ́ lè sọ pé tí wọ́n sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wọ́n ni pé wọ́n ní Yorùbá nígbà tá a wà ní Western region yẹn Yorùbá nínú owó tá a ń rí náà fi kọ́ Ògo house Ìbàdàn owó táwọn bàbá wa rí nígbà tí wọ́n bá kó jọ díẹ̀ ni wọ́n sọ sókè gẹ́gẹ́ bí kẹtọ́ sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn mi ò kéré àwọn ọmọ oríire yẹn pé owó ìgbà náà ó náà fi ṣe àwọn títì gẹ́lẹ́bẹ́gẹ́lẹ́bẹ́ yẹn ó dẹ̀ títì yẹn dẹ̀ strong nígbà yìí bàbá wú lọ́wọ́ títì yẹn strong gan gbogbo tí wọ́n ṣe nígbà yẹn ó sì kù díẹ̀ díẹ̀ tá a sì fojú rí láwọn títì wọ̀nyẹn tó bá gbogbo lọ lónìí níta wá ń sọ yìí pẹ̀lú tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà yẹn ló wẹ̀ máa já sí èmi gbàdúrà lórúkọ Jésù yóò bọ̀ sí.
Sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa pé mo ti sọ nǹkan kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé tí ọpọlọ ò bá ṣiṣẹ́ tààrà ohun tójú á máa rí ohun tọpọlọ bá ní kó process ló máa rí. Self-determination.
Orúkọ ní Fájẹ́mi Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Sọ́lá.
ṣe rí àmọ̀ràn fún àwọn ìyá wa àtàwọn èèyàn wa tí ò tí ì mọ̀ nípa Yorùbá nation yìí òótọ́ àwọn olóṣèlú wà wọ́n lè tàn wá jẹ o wọ́n nínú ó kálukú ló mọ inú ẹ̀ bá ilẹ̀ ẹnu jì dáadáa ṣé tí gbà yín ìyá mi ẹgbẹ́ má dùn ilẹ̀ ẹnu ó jì but pẹ̀lú bá ṣe wà ní pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n ti bá wa sọ lẹ́yìn àwọn tó ti mọ̀ tá ti mọ̀ tipẹ́tipẹ́ tá ti jinlẹ̀ tá ti káàkiri tá ti ṣàrẹ́ ẹlẹ́tẹ̀ àwọn ló mọ̀ but kò tí ì kárí dáadáa ṣé rí ẹ̀yin ìyá wa báyìí mo kàn rọ̀ ẹ tó bá ti délé kéèyàn pe àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ọmọ mi bọ̀rọ̀ ṣe ń lọ lélẹ́yìí o ibi tá a máa tẹ̀sí lélẹ́ èkó sàbí ọ ọyàn méjèèjì ló wù tó ti yé yín màmá so ẹ jẹ́ ká bá àwọn ọmọ wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Yorùbá nation yìí oko ẹrú tá a wà yìí Ọlọ́run ti gbé wa jáde o a dẹ̀ máa débẹ̀ lórúkọ Jésù ẹ̀mí wa ò ní bọ́ ikú òjijì ò dẹ̀ ní pa wá mo rọ gbogbo àwọn ìyá àti bàbá mi níbà ẹ jọ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé ká kúrò ní oko ẹrú ìlú ti gbé wa jù.
kí làwọn fẹ́ o. Yorùbá nation làwọn fẹ́ o. Màmá kí lẹ fẹ́ o. Yorùbá nation làwọn fẹ́ o. Bàbá kí lẹ fẹ́ o. Yorùbá nation làwọn fẹ́ o. Kí la fẹ́ o. Yorùbá nation làwọn fẹ́ o. Gbogbo Odùduwà kí lẹ fẹ́ o. Yorùbá nation làwọn fẹ́ o. Yorùbá nation.
Orúkọ mi ni Gbémisọ́lá Fájẹmiyọ̀ wọ́n ṣe dáadáa o wọ́n ṣe dáadáa àti wípé wọ́n jẹ́ kí òye yé àwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n sì mọ̀ nípa Yorùbá nation a dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé Ọlọ́run ti ń gba gbogbo ògo lórí àwọn èèyàn wa àwọn ìyá wa tí wọ́n mọ̀ nǹkan kan tẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo wọn ló ti mọ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ ń retí pé kí nǹkan yìí kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ìmọ̀ràn tí mo ní fún wọn ni wípé bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe yìí kán tẹ̀síwájú Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ máa ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó wà lókèrè Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí wọ́n kó èrè oko délé gbogbo àwọn tó dẹ̀ dúró ní ìdúró pé kí á kúrò ní oko ẹrú yìí Ọlọ́run á bá wa ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ ibi tán dẹ̀ ti ń ṣe nǹkan yẹn kò ní í gbẹ ìyanu á máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ayé wọn a dúpẹ́ pé kí Ọlọ́run kó jẹ́ kí wọ́n bá wa máa tẹ̀síwájú.
Princess. Now, you see, Princess, when I said I actually more jealous, anybody only like to participate in, get witness the atmosphere and the rest of that. Ile-Ife. Báwo ni?
Ile-Ife was okay. All receive wadada. Ìgbà tá ṣe tán làwọn kan ní àwọn APC kan wà níbì kan. Àwọn kékeré ò ní mi ní kúrò ń bí o. Tí n bá ṣe nǹkan tí n bá wá ṣe tán, tí n bá wá lọ. Ẹ lè wá ṣe wèrè o. Ẹ wá ṣe wèrè ń bí mi ní kúrò ń bí tí máa fi tì í mọ́lé. Mo fi ọjọ́ tí máa pàdé Ọlọ́run bá ṣe lẹ́rìí. Mi ìdẹ̀ ní jẹ́ wọ́n release yín. In fact, bọ́bá ìnà yín tó ní wáyé fún wọn lówó tó lọ́hùn. So we left, it was fun, you know. And a kọ orúkọ sílẹ̀. A kọ orúkọ straight to Àkúrẹ́, I guess. Àkúrẹ́.
Àkúrẹ́, okay.
A kọ orúkọ sílẹ̀, a gba nọ́mbà wọn sílẹ̀, you know.
So a máa lọ s'Àkúrẹ́ yẹn náà together and ṣẹ̀gẹ̀t. So, and then a béèrè lọ́wọ́ yẹn gé báwo ló ṣe lọ. Bí kàn smile ń bẹ ní nígbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kọ ìpè anthem yẹn, Odùduwà anthem tó Ìfẹ́ òye jíkìrì bọ́ ẹja lọ sí Àkúrẹ́. Right,
ìgbìmọ̀ má jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́ ó dá lé orí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà tó ń wà nílùú òyìnbó pẹ̀láwà díẹ̀ tá wà níbí wọ́n rí ìyà àti ìpalára tíjọba Nàìjíríà ń ṣe fáwọn èèyàn wa wọ́n rí bó ṣe méèkì ayé difficult fáwọn arúgbó wa. wọ́n tí mo bàbá ẹ̀ ó yẹ ká lọ ilé ti tó lọ.
nǹkan sùn nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni pé àbọ̀rọ̀ náà sọ fọ́mọlúàbí tó bá dé ní àdójútì díẹ̀ tẹ́ láyé wa báyìí ó yẹ káwa náà nìdùnnú pé ọ̀rọ̀ wà ń bẹ̀. pé nǹkan tẹ́ sọ kò sẹ́ni tá a sọ pé kò yé o nínú gbogbo wa kó yé wa oníkálukú bẹ́ẹ̀ ti sọ àlọ́ túlòrò pa ni ká má ti torí ti 2,000 3,000 ká lọ ṣe nǹkan tí ò yẹ ká ṣe kò ní í dáa. Dìbò sẹ́bẹ̀ ká má ṣe yẹn lọ́dún yìí ká fọ́n kìtì mékìtì torí àwọn ọmọ wa wọ́n fẹ́ ṣèdánwò báyìí kò olúwẹ̀ agbógbógbó wa lọ jágbó gbúgbú.
nígbà náà jẹ lọ sóko ó ń gé wọn lọ́wọ́ gé wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ lọ́wọ́.
Jẹ́ ká combine Ekiti mọ́ princess just to manage our time. Hey, get so Ekiti.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Kàwé ọ̀fẹ́ tí n bá fẹ́ sọ kọ́kọ́ fún yín bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ tó dẹ̀ kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ìgbà tí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ máa ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ àwọn òyìnbó ò tiẹ̀ tí àwọn òyìnbó dúró sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan pé owó sóṣíà ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwọn tó fẹ́ fi ṣe náà bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ tó dẹ̀ kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ sílẹ̀ táwọn òyìnbó gbà àwọn òyìnbó ṣì ń ṣe di àárọ̀ ọ̀la àwọn òyìnbó dẹ̀ ní owó tó ń fún àwọn ọmọ wọn lọ́sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ ǹjẹ́ àwa ta bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjà ṣì ń ṣe ṣe mọ́là gbogbo ọmọ àlùmọ́nì tó wà ní òye ni wá. ìgbìmọ̀ yìí ó dá lé lórí pé ẹni tó bá lóyún tó bímọ ohun ayọ̀ lọ́mọ tí ò bá lówó hospital san Nàìjíríà rẹ́dì láti sọ ayọ̀ yẹn ní ìbànújẹ́ fún wọn á dá dúró sọ̀rọ̀ irú àwọn èèyàn yẹn tó bá pè wá á gbà wọ́n lẹ̀ á sọ hospital ẹni fẹ́ ṣe operation ẹ fẹ́ ṣe eye test ọ̀fẹ́ professional oríṣiríṣi la ní nínú ibẹ̀ yẹn ní kẹ́ ẹ mówó wá o a ṣe fún yín lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn ọmọ kọ́ṣẹ́ lóṣù gbogbo wọn ló máa kàwé àwọn tí ò bá ti ní ọgbọ́n ìwé akọ́ṣẹ́ tá a bá kó tí wọ́n gbé iṣẹ́ kíkọ́ tán ara iṣẹ́ fún wọn. It is like an empowerment program. àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn náà àwọn náà fẹ́ rí lédè sí tó bá máa dé ìlú ò ṣe é wá ẹni tó bá lóko nu iṣókó ṣe é lọ Fúlàní ò bá fààyàn tán ya ọlọ́mọdé ọ̀fẹ́ mi ya tọ́lọ́ tò sábẹ́ kò dẹ̀ bí ìdẹ́ni káńdí.
àtọ̀tà.
ẹjọ́ ń ṣèdè kan náà ni.
Nínú àkíyèsí ọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹ bá wa sọ mo rí wípé Yorùbá Union pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn agitation tó ti wà látẹ̀yìnwá lórí Yorùbá a rí wípé ẹ tó fẹ́ tàmálẹ̀ sí because in tí ẹ ṣe yìí awareness ló jẹ́ torí pé kí ni tí ẹ bá tẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe kankan àwọn tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe fún ẹni láti jẹ́ kó yé wọn tó pé ní tá ń ṣe yìí o àwa tí Yorùbá àtọ̀tà lè ń ṣe fún kì í ṣe pé bóyá ẹlẹ́dùn ìhùn nílọ níbi kì í ṣe pé lédè mi ò sí ṣùgbọ́n àwa Yorùbá gangan ìyẹn ní bá ṣe pọ̀ jù.
àwọn tó rán mi sí yìí ìlú òyìnbó lọ́wọ́ àwa díẹ̀ wà Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní bí a ṣe ń jẹ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ò tí àwọn lọ́rùn pé àwọn àgbàlagbà ká fún wọn ní nǹkan ká lè bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ èyí tó bá ní PVC inú ilé lọ dìbò mi ò wá bí pé kẹ má dìbò kò dẹ̀ mi ìdẹ̀ ní candidate tẹ fẹ́ dìbò fún ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ wa ṣá níbi tá à ń lọ ṣé ìta tí ń bá bọ̀ láti bí 20 ọdún ó lé mẹ́rin ṣé òun ta fẹ́ fi lé àwọn ọmọ lọ́wọ́ nìyẹn ṣé òun ta fẹ́ máa ṣe lọ rèé ṣé kì í ṣe pàǹfààyè tiwa tún tí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n mú owó wọ́n bàjẹ́ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ owó tó bàjẹ́ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ yẹn náà ọmọ mọ̀ ṣe sọ́dà tó bá pè wá à lè máa jẹ́ wọn níhò tó bá pè wá yẹn wọ́n á kó ra àpò ráìsì dìríkà ráìsì méjì àbágolo méjì wọ́n á gbé lé wa lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá òde ń ṣoníṣẹ́ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kì í ṣe oníṣẹ́ à ń ṣe lébi ọmọ alá.
ẹ ti try ẹ mọ̀ kọ́tí ọkọ̀ ń bèrè sí pé princess wọ́n ní àwọn kan ti sọ pé princess for president Yorùbá nation rí nǹkan tí wọ́n ní pé first assignment Yorùbá Union.
Yorùbá nation yẹn ni kí president ìyàwó.
they deliver it so well princess apart from pé a fẹ́ dúpẹ́ and all that ṣe kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ tí pípẹ́ yín wà blurry sí mi kí ló wà pọ̀ ṣé ń gbọ́ mi ṣé kò yẹ pé princess ti freeze báyìí.
Mi ò freeze o, mo wà ń bí o.
Suddenly, image was so blurry, but I can understand torí camera photo yẹn ó máa lọ padà ni. So good enough, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní first contact tí Yoruba Union máa make pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá nílé. There are many of that tó ti wà in the pipeline tó ti ń sọ fún mi already pé ó yé báyìí. So princess, on behalf of gbogbo wa pátápátá, a fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ ṣé o. Ẹ̀yin lẹ mú idea látòrí Bìkọ́mbí.
Iṣẹ́ wa ni wáyé gùn.
Idea yẹn bọ́ sí ìta gbangba tó wá di nǹkan tó ti fẹ́ ní life tara ẹ̀ sí. So mo dúpẹ́ o, wá dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Ǹjẹ́ bóyá kí n tó di pé máa lọ bá ní aago káwọn èèyàn wáyé sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn. Wà á ní People's Parliament lọ́la. Oníkálukú anyway, oníkálukú kó klọ̀ fẹ̀ dání o, tó bá ń bọ̀ lọ́la. Ẹ yẹ yín sẹ́ni bá máa wọ ẹ́mẹ́ẹ̀tì kó wọ tiẹ̀. Àbẹ́fà, káwọn èèyàn pè yín kọ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín lálẹ́ yìí. Ọ̀tẹ̀ máa dá dúró dọ̀la. Ó fúlẹ̀ yín náà máa join wa ní People's Parliament lọ́la. A máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ earlier 7 p.m. UK time la máa ṣe People's Parliament yẹn normal time. Because ó lè gbà wá débi pé ká ẹ̀mọ̀ àdúrà gara wa fún bí odidi 3 hours 4 hours. So princess kẹ́ tó máa lọ. Ǹjẹ́ question kan péré mi ní láti wọ yín o ẹ̀kẹ́ ìsìn ǹjẹ́ ẹ realize at the end of the tunnel, the organization Yoruba Union àtàwọn tó wà behind there tí wọ́n lè achieve impact tí wọ́n lè make after your tour of 7 states in your land. Ṣé ever feel convinced me or possible real like on your own?
In fact,
you know, go on.
More 110% sure. And we are getting somewhere with this. You know, having contact with the real indigenous people and going to the grassroots. Àwọn lọ́lọ́mbà weaponized poverty wọn tó ń ṣe kò dọ́dọ̀ tiwa tara báwa ń ṣe business.
At least.
Tá bá fẹ́ lọ anywhere nsìn yà ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yà ṣe àwọn tó ń pè yẹn mo dẹ̀ ti jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé nọ́mbà wọn tó ń lò ẹ lè lò fúnra yín nítorí pé ẹ pọ̀ àwọn kéré làwọn ṣe wá ń bá yín òjò tó dẹ̀ dẹyẹ lé Yorùbá pọ̀ mọ́ Nàìjíríà ti dá everybody gbálẹ̀ bàbá ẹ̀ lọ. Òjò tó dà wá pọ̀ ó ti dá everybody máa lọlé. Mo dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn pé wọ́n lẹ́nu Yorùbá ò kí ń kò ẹnu Yorùbá ò kí ń kò mo mú ọwọ́ mi báyìí mo fi kọ 6 sílẹ̀ mo níbi tí mo wà yìí mo ní 6 ni mo wò mo níbi tó wà yẹn mo ní kí lọ rí ọ ní 9 mo ní very good mo ní ṣèmi tí mo rí 6 ṣé mo wrong ọ ní rárá mo ní ṣe ìtẹ̀rí 9 ṣe wrong ọ ní rárá àwọn ò wrong mo ní definitely ojú ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ la fi ń wo nǹkan ẹlòmíì lè má rí nǹkan tá à ń ṣe ń sìn mo ní ṣùgbọ́n máa padà wá join wá ńgbà tí gbogbo wa bá rí ilẹ̀kùn ta ní ilẹ̀kùn la fẹ́ máa bá lọ ẹni tó fẹ́ gbójú window tó bá dá dúró tó dẹ̀ nípa ti lọ àti move journey wa lọ mo lọ máa tẹ̀lé wa èèyàn kan béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi Ìbàdàn pé ṣáàtì involve àwọn ọba ṣáàtì involve àwọn federal kinní kan mo ní wo bí mi ní tí ń fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ yín àní ń ta fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ yín ní pé ẹ̀yin gangan fúnra yín ọ̀dọ̀ yín ni kún wà tẹ́ bá yó ẹ̀yin lẹ́mọ̀ tẹ́ bá ti yó ṣe ti yó pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà láwọn ò yó àwọn ò tí ì jẹun gan mọ́ tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá tí ì jẹun ibi tá máa gbà rèé ibi tí gbogbo wa máa gbà rèé mo ò ní kẹ́ má wọlé ayé bí ìlú gangan iwájú ló kọ sẹ́yìn kan ẹ̀yìn ló kọ sẹ́lòmíì a lè rí
because ṣe rí lára àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan tí èmi personally believe nínú ni pé agbára kan wà tí a ní bọ̀tá àti ẹ̀ bá lò agbára ẹ̀ ni agbára pé nọ́mbà ẹ̀ ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn ṣe nígbà tí mo bèrè lọ́wọ́ nílẹ̀ kan pé èyí ti bọ́ sórí títì sí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ń sìn à ń wò yín láti inú yàrá wa ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ báyìí wọ́n ń wò wá èmi àti yín láti inú ilé wọn ni èyí ti bọ́ sórí títì yẹn ẹ ti wa mọ́tò ní gbogbo ọ̀nà yẹn ẹ ti gba gbogbo ibi tó dangerous àti ibi tó safe ẹ ti meet àwọn èèyàn one on one ẹ sọ fún mi pé convince pé there is a way inú kínní yìí tàbá wà consistent kọ́ tẹ́sán ní àbí.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni tí consistency bá wà there is a way forward.
ẹ wá believe ń sìn pé tí Yoruba Union bá win àwọn èèyàn to our side ta gain the number on our side now a lè influence ibi tí nǹkan máa gbà lọ even látàrí àwọn tó ń gbà wá ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá ń sìn tọ́jú ọmọ Yorùbá fúnra wọn tí a bá win èèyàn in large numbers a lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn yẹn náà kí freedom yẹn kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ẹ believe bẹ́ẹ̀.
yes àwọn èèyàn wa ta ló ń báyìí tá bá ti lọ bá wọn tó rí pé kíní yìí ò kì í ṣe one off tá lọ bá wọn lẹ́ẹ̀kan lẹ́ẹ̀mejì lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta Máyégún
there are many things sẹ́yìn náà mọ̀ kó wà ńlẹ̀.
Máyégún tá bá wo fídíò yẹn dáadáa gbogbo many things tó wà ńlẹ̀ yẹn la jẹ́ kó understand àròyé yẹn màá ti kọ́kọ́ rò bí i 15-20 minutes náà òun ni mo ṣe wá ní kó máa béèrè question yẹn so ara nǹkan tá sọ fún wọn ló jẹ́ kó béèrè question ló ń fi wọ́n lọ́kàn balẹ̀ ló jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé ok tá bá pè àwọn lẹ́ẹ̀kan àwọn á dáhùn lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́wàá.
So I believe
ipò ti sọ àwọn náà àwọn ń retí àwọn èèyàn tó máa wá bring it up pẹ̀lú àwọn ni so wípé ṣé mo rí light at the end of the tunnel of this we are the only people tá lè stop ẹ.
ẹ ti believe bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí.
àfi tá bá sọ pé àṣẹ mọ́ fúnra wa.
your own experience ilé ìwé ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí pé mi ò seek opinion yín o.
àfi táwa fúnra wa bá ti sọ pé àṣẹ mọ́.
àfi tá bá sọ pé àṣẹ mọ́.
ṣèbí ta bá ń ta ni ihun tá bá ń ta ni àwọn tó yẹ pé wọ́n wá gan à ń dá wọn padà ni so gbogbo wọn bó ṣe wà yẹn tá bá padà fẹ́ wọ́de tá bá ń ṣe tá bá wà consistent pẹ̀lú ẹ̀.
wọ́n tí mò ń rò fún àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa right ni pé ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ pé lẹ́yìn oṣù mẹ́fà ẹ̀ ní àbọ̀dún kan tí a ti ṣe oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tá a ní tá a fẹ́ ṣe tó jọmọ́ ìtẹ́ lọ ṣe yìí ń sìn yìí right ká sọ pé bí ọdún kan ìgbìmọ̀ má jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n sọ wípé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ yí padà tí ò bá ní yí padà gbogbo àwọn tó sọ pé àwọn ń darí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bóyá PDP ni wọ́n bóyá APC ni wọ́n ń kọ́ o abẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ka ọjọ́ fún wọn lénìí oòrùn tó ṣẹ́yọ yìí kò ní wọ̀ bá wọn kí Yorùbá Union sọ pé a fẹ́ pàṣẹ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyàwó ẹ̀yin bàbá ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́ ẹ̀yin ọmọléèwé ẹ̀yin kankan kọ́ o a fẹ́ shut down ìjọba ẹ̀ báyìí ẹ̀yin rí sáì ní pé ó ṣeé ṣe káwọn ènìyàn trust ẹ̀ dé level yẹn.
ó ń bọ̀ ń ta because ń ta ṣe fún wọn ò ṣerú ẹ̀ rí wọn láwọn ò réyàn if you listen to tó bá jẹ́ pé a play ti lọ́rin yẹn tán ni àwọn èèyàn kan dìde láàrin wọn bẹ̀ tó sọ pé òun ńgbà tóun ti kọ́kọ́ débi lòun ti wo àti ẹ̀ báwọn kan tó dé fìlà APC ìgbà tó nípa sọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú lọ́yọ̀ fìlà dànù. Ó ní wọn ò fáwọn ní nǹkan lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ rí kán má béèrè nǹkan kan ó dẹ̀ láàfẹ́ nǹkan kan yìí. Ipa wa táwa láwa ò fẹ́ nǹkan kan ìtàdé ń ṣe ohun tí wọn ò ṣe fáwọn rí kí ló ṣàwọn táwọn ò ní dìde. Gbogbo wọn lọ drop data lọ drop orúkọ wọn àti nọ́mbà wọn at least we have over 1,000 now for this trip tí àdẹ announce tí àdẹ pariwo ó ní tá bá fi lè pariwo ẹ̀ síta ó láwọn táwọn fẹ́ lọ máa polongo ẹ̀ yìí náà tá bá fi lè táriwo ẹ̀ bá bọ́ síta pẹ́rẹ́ ó ní tá bá máa wá stadium ò ní gbà wá.
ìjọ kan wà tí
tá bá máa padà wá bá wọn stadium ò ní gbà wá.
tèmi ní mind princess stadium ìrora dárúkọ yìí òun wo ìjọ kan tí a máa sọ pé ẹ tiẹ̀ jẹ́ a test microphone Yoruba Union ti ń pariwo láti jà tí meet àwọn èèyàn àní data gbà nítọ̀hún ẹ ṣe jẹ́ àpàdé bí báyìí ká pè ní nǹkan báyìí irú àwọn nǹkan tí ò ṣe é náà possibility nǹkan tí ó ṣe é ṣe tí àwọn èèyàn bá wà united tí direction wá from a single place tó dẹ̀ wà in a way coordinated so personally princess.
mo wá bí báyìí gan.
èmi because kò ń ṣe mi nìkan and other people right èmi fẹ́ máa feel like wípé a ti lè build nǹkan tá a pè ní trust tó ṣe é rìn láìlé for a longer time just based on nǹkan tẹ̀sán ṣé mo right.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni tá a bá ti dáwọ́ ẹ̀ dúró wọ́n ní kò ṣe ìtàmáwátà ní padà wá mọ́ o mọ àrán ìgbà tá a dúró ló mọ àrán náà you know àwọn èèyàn wa àwọn ibi tá a dé tà tí ìdè náà sì pọ̀ àwọn ibi tá a máa dé tà tí ìdè ó yìí wà ńlẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ a sì máa dé so tọ́lọ́ bá kún wa lọ́wọ́ tá a bá lè máa ṣe ká máa ṣe lọ why not.
a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í sẹ́lẹ̀ èèyàn tí a máa delegate responsibility Yoruba Union fún in the next couple of days a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ screening wọn a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní mọ̀ nípa wọn family wọn iṣẹ́ wọn criminal record wọn àti other people tó mọ̀ àwọn tó bá ti scale nínú mẹ́wàá àmì àwọn tó bá scale nínú gbogbo àwọn tó fẹ́ eléyìí a máa announce position mẹ́wàá kan tí a máa declare orúkọ àwọn èèyàn mẹ́wàá kan àti àwọn ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tí wọ́n máa wá bá wa sọ pé ọ̀nà báyìí àwọn ìrìn wa princess ẹ jẹ́ ń jẹ́ kẹ́ lọ sùn mo fẹ́ gbé aago ní appreciate pé ẹ take time yín láti kàn share lé pẹ̀lú wa I appreciate yín gan.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. Iṣẹ́ wa ni Máyégún. Iṣẹ́ wa ni à ń láti ṣe ni so that àwọn ọmọ wa lè rí nǹkan bá wa lè rí sọ́npa tí wọ́n ń pé a ṣe wọn tá lè ṣe àádẹ́ ṣàṣeyọrí.
Àmín.
Agbára Ọlọ́run. Good night everyone. Good night.
Aago 7 UK time, aago 8 Niger time. Go matter. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us tonight. I appreciate your time with me. It's a job Yoruba Union. Tí a ṣe ní very short time yìí. Ẹni bá fẹ́ wo full video yẹn, ó máa wà available lórí Mayegun's Diary Political lórí YouTube. Ẹ lè lọ wo part 1 and 2 ni. So Lola, People's Parliament, Yoruba, Emma Mise, Eja Lawson, Emi Atinyara the other time. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much to all our donors, everybody who contributed to make that happen. At a very, more like a more relaxed time, Princess is going to come and tell us what all of this cost us. She will give us part in parts, and possibly, like she told me, she will tell you how much of our money is even left, despite all we did. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your effort. I appreciate your faith and commitment. Please, you can be part of this too, okay? Which means that people who are not just talking anymore, they are acting. And, we are proud of what we have done. You can be part of it too. Look for us on Telegram, Yoruba Union on Telegram. We might actually need your expertise or experience or just anything that could help us to navigate the rough terrain of what Nigeria has done to our people. We are not in any way forcing it. But if you think it's worth it, why not join us? I'll see you some other time. Udaro, until tonight. Until tomorrow.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.